waiting for it.
Goodness.
Give me my jewel!
Shut up.
Alright.
Okay.
You
I'm gonna
nippity
make-
possums, let's go.
I'm gonna make a very quick recap.
Yes.
Rosalind got dream contacted by Leo. There was an interesting conversation, which she has not shared with the group just yet. There are other considerations, given that when they woke up, there were potions by a couple of pillows, and then we went and talked to Xenia, or at least Ashta and Rosalind did, and Ashta starts catching on to birthday plots, and Xenia tries to do a distraction with potassium and water, and does not go
It
well.
didn't turn out good.
From there, it devolved further as Caius and Esther showed up to see what all the noise and so on was all about. A prank was carried out via Thorn and Rosalind's patron. Caius ended up with red hair, and so do others, some more willingly than, than others.
Esther has a mood ring on her
Yes.
head.
Yes, and it's delightful. The pun was not intended, but I am going to accept it nonetheless.
Haha! Silly. Sorry, I
Anyway,
just got it.
The dye washes out when water gets on it, and apparently it washes out the dye in Caius's hair, so we got a glimpse of black hair on Caius. Pranks continued happening. Potassium explosions continued happening until Xenia ran out of potassium, despite trying their very best to make more flash hair bolts.
I love how you broke on that line. Ran out of potassium.
Yeah. At that point, Xenia and Rosalind retreated to the kitchen area to do some cooking and enchanting of things very wisely in the same room. Cleric Xenia remained behind to continue scrying. We have sent Ashta down to Anther for the wolf pup, and Ashta had a conversation with Rosé.
We have an apprentice.
And he has an apprentice now, because that was part of Simone's stipulation for the wolf puppy. Simone wants to learn from him in return, and is going to figure out all his tricks. And, I think we just ended on Ashta obtaining a newborn wolf pup.
A baby, if you will.
Yes.
What Ashta has never once been.
I'm sure there was a time?
No,
Very not true.
He came out of the womb with, knife in hand. He performed his own cesarean.
Oh no, that's horrifying! Okay,
It's the only thing that
okay.
can come out.
We need to establish right now that if it turns out Ashta's mother died in childbirth, that became probably the worst joke in this game. And
Kind of bad, but
Yeah.
I kind of want my joke to fall through, so.
okay.
Here's the thing. I don't imagine him coming out with a knife. I do imagine him coming out with a full face of stubble.
Yeah. No, he crawls out.
Horrifying.
You know what I could see is, little baby Dr. House.
Shall we
punching his
start
way
the
out-
session?
Yes,
Absolutely not.
No!
No,
Little baby Dr.
please.
House punching his way out of the fucking womb. That's what Ashta looks
please
like.
segue
Now we can
this
start the session.
into Esther and Caius having this conversation. Maybe not with the Dr. House reference, but this conversation, please.
Okay, remind me, please. You guys were heading down to the Genasi now, right?
I thought we were doing
No.
the shopping shit first.
We were gonna switch up plans in the chat, I think, because we've got a certain festival in a few days. If we go to the Genasi Desert, we might miss out on it or have it overlap with things. That would be a lot of fun in Lentiel, that area, potentially, if Xenia
Further-
wants that.
Furthermore, Ashta wants to stop in Fluss before they head to the desert.
I think I need to see my wife.
So yeah, if we can do a quick trip to Fluss, perhaps, and then over to Lentiel, stay a day,
Okay.
have reconnection of characters.
Yes, oh god, I didn't even think that was going to be this session. This will be fun.
Also,
Hey,
preferably, please,
Isn't that...
can next session please not be the Genasi one?
That's right, because you're going to be late, potentially.
Preferably. I really don't want to miss that.
We'll figure it out later. We'll see where
We
we are at
can-
the end of this.
Yeah.
We can extend it. It's fine.
We'll work this
Also
out.
keep in mind that we are the masters of playing things as slowly as humanly possible, so
Oh,
let's go.
that's-
Exactly.
My plan today may or may not have been to draw things out because...
Oh no, you don't need to, don't worry.
Good.
Let me take care of the time management.
Also, there's like
Thank you,
2.5 other sessions we can do.
Yeah.
So, as you guys have gone about your mornings and early afternoons of being with yourself, Ashta, you have a pup. It is lovely. You also now have an apprentice who's a bit less lovely, but it's twice as fun for now.
And also
Um,
a pup.
Who also has a pup, a very large pup.
A big boof boy.
Yes.
A pop.
A bop, if you will.
Yes. And you guys have the choice of where you'd like to go first. If that is going to be Fluss, then that is going to be Fluss. If you guys would like to stop and Anther first, you may do so.
I don't know. I'll let Rosalind decide, honestly.
I was gonna say,
on that
I
one.
guess at a point Ashta returns.
Yeah, about at the end of the 6 hours that everyone got to do downtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can easily enough say that you guys collect in the chapel.
Really quick, is Ashta like clear to take the pup, or
You were given a pup.
I know, but like shouldn't it stay with the mother?
It is your pup.
But isn't it supposed to stay with the mother for a bit, or?
It is the runt and is basically being left to its own devices.
Aw. Just like Ash.
No, he's not left to his own devices, he's just a runt.
Yeah.
No, he was left to his own devices. Look what
know.
fucking happened.
He gave it anxiety. So,
He had
No,
a
okay,
perfectly
the
good
proper
personality.
parallel here is they're a runt and they're raised by a ranger.
Yeah.
also fair.
You had a perfectly good ASMR. Look what you did. You gave it anxiety.
And PTSD. So, would you like to make arrangements for your pup before?
Arrangements?
Oh my fucking god.
Pretend like nothing was said.
I had to count
Um,
5 there.
Define
I
arrangements.
can leave in a second.
Up to you. Before you guys decide to begin travel, if you would like to find someone to help take care of the pup when you can't, whatever you'd like to do to deal with the pup.
Ashta will ask his newly dubbed apprentice what exactly is the best, like the best course of action to take.
She kind of shrugs, and I'm of the opinion of hand rearing, personally. Involves a lot of time and effort.
Bond with the pup, you bitch.
You are very not here.
Yeah.
He looks over and just, I'm not gonna have all the time in the world, unfortunately. Is that going to cause issues, or?
As long as you figure out something else. Don't need to be there all the time, but spend some quality time with it.
He nods, and I can do that.
Give it
And
a
then for
name.
now, here, let me show you how to make a sort of nipple. She pulls out like a like a thick cloth from her belt, and goes like, "We need some like thick milk." But when you get it, just kind of, she shows you basically how to use a cloth as a milk.
And he just as that's going, he's like, we also have a more regular dog, but she just recently had puppies.
Yeah, for the early years, that shouldn't be much of a problem. Probably help it learn how to be good temperamented.
Also, we can talk to the dad to make sure he's not
I can,
That's
Rephrase!
God.
Rephrase that!
I mean, I can speak to animals if you need me to, but I take it you have a druid on hand.
he just kind of does it casually.
Sigh.
You have a talking dog. How have you not introduced me to this talking dog yet?
He's been in the pocket dimension. Look,
She
We
like
should-
points like right under your nose. You have a talking dog, and you haven't introduced me.
And a pocket
Well-
dimension, but we're gonna avoid that.
well, it's only
concept.
well, I guess things can be in order now that you're a
Apprentice, say it.
following under me.
Yeah, close enough.
Oh! Fuck.
Hi.
I'm sorry, it's gonna be a good
Fine.
session.
God.
Are you going to keep this dog secret from me, or
No, just well, probably be introduced once I deal with the fallout of this, little guy.
Alright, well, I'll be just figuring out a place to stay, so I'm sure you'll find me if you need me. Unless you have anything else you want me to practice in the meantime.
It tells us has like place to stay as in on the castle, right?
Yeah, I don't have a room yet.
We can. A few people don't. I'll get something figured out for you.
Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Worst case, I'll just pitch a tent outside. I could weather up here.
And he just kind of shrugs. Just don't go too far into the forest.
Oh no, forest will be later. I'll get a crew going first. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. She kind of just heads off.
He just kind of nods like, yeah, we should have a crew go to the forest before we go trouncing around it, shouldn't we? He says to no one in particular.
Fuck.
He looks down at the dog.
It is very small, and it's just kind of quietly flapping its hands.
It still needs a name.
It does.
He'll for the time being, he'll just kind of like unlatch his breastplate a bit, and just kind of.
Did you hear like a quiet from the inside?
Keep the little guy safe.
You've unleashed
Actually,
Rayla.
you are forgiven for one thing of anything of your choice.
He pauses and like, I'm keeping that.
Good.
I'll
I'm
redeem
keeping
it
this dog,
later.
too.
And he goes, no, I am. And
You just see the dog slowly kind of lift from your hand, but not really, because she's not strong enough to lift the dog.
Oh, baby.
he'll put in like this kind of similar pocket.
Yep. And you see her slip into it, and after like a minute goes by of you beginning to walk to wherever you plan to move next, you kind of like feel motion in there, and if you look in, you can actually see her holding like a tiny baby bottle to the dog drinking out of it.
He'll just kind of like, where did you
Huh?
get that?
What do you mean?
What you're holding?
Oh, and she kind of like puts it up closer to you. You actually see it's basically the stalk of a large plant, with a very thick leaf, shaped and with a tiny hole at the end.
Huh. And he just kind of puts it back.
Look, I'm creative.
Can I add something? How funny must it be for people like dwarves, say, like walking by, seeing Ashta talking to his shirt, like, oh, there he goes again, talking to his nipples. Like, how does that look?
He goes and he finds Rose.
Yep. And you can easily enough. Honestly, she was probably around after bringing you guys back up from Ranther.
And just kind of like waves weakly.
Yep. She kind of nods towards you. So, you have a new pet?
And he just undoes the latch, the strap on his shoulder, and pulls it out.
You see her trying to keep like a stony face, but like her eyes are like kind of watering.
He like tilts his head and is like, I know that feeling, right?
Which one?
The one I'm better at doing than you.
Love for a dog?
Containing it.
Oh. Yeah.
You're gonna
But I figured
hurt your
if I just-
face muscles.
Yeah, probably, but if I just start crying every time I see that dog, it's gonna be kind of messy.
And he kind of shrugs. Can we go up?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Well, you guys are already up at this point.
Okay. He gets to there and just quick feign over to the group. It's like, maybe a group meeting.
Yeah?
Could it be this evening in one of the dining halls? We're a little bit busy at the moment.
Sure.
Great.
He thinks for a second. It's like, how busy are you?
Little bit trying to make sure that some things don't burn. Don't worry, it's nothing dangerous. Just
Explode.
concentration is needed. We'll see you in a few hours. How about
All
here?
right.
And she's gonna send a quick feign of the location that they are going to have decorated up and the
Yeah.
time they want him to be there.
He kind of pauses for a sec.
We should
And
be
and
done
goes-
right about then. We can bring up dinner and eat it together.
He pauses and just, I might have an actual conversation to be had beforehand, but it's up to you.
A serious conversation, or
Just, I don't know what you have planned, but I don't want to. Okay, are you dealing with the explosive chemicals right now?
not at the moment?
I have a puppy.
I'm sorry, what?
Whoa.
Oh god.
Okay, all right. I
Where-
think
where
that
are
we
you?
might be able to put this on pause for just a moment.
Oh, we have
There you
time.
go.
of course.
Ashta, where's your location currently? Please.
He said,
Kairos is gonna shut off his phone for fear of going deaf.
he's just mute that channel real quick.
Yeah.
Honestly, fair.
He'll just say, just meet in the main area we usually do.
You hear
To be
thunderous
clear-
footsteps.
To be clear, do we know that main area to be like the chamber where the group kind of sleeps? Their like personal chamber
Yeah.
room? Okay.
Sprinting.
Yeah, Esther's like taking the you hear thunderous fucking footsteps.
Ashta, from your stance of outside the castle, you see a couple different locations of the castle as birds just flock to the air.
Sprinting just with a pot in hand, stirring what seems to be caramel just furiously so it doesn't solidify right now.
Out of curiosity, is the kitchen area on a lower floor or an upper floor or the same floor compared to the bedroom area?
The bedroom area is a, if you consider, like, not sea level, but ground level to be ground floor.
Sea level.
It's one set of stairs up, but near the kitchen.
Okay, so, yep. I was thinking of
I
levitating out a window and into another to go faster, but nope. Layout
Yeah,
doesn't
unfortunately,
work.
the stairs are pretty high.
Esther has yoked herself outside of the castle at this point.
Oh yeah, I imagine that like half the party's already in that room by the time he finishes the word puppy.
Please show
Xenia-
us. Show us.
Xenia,
Yes.
you're flying with Rosalind now. Rosalind grabbed you before you could leave the door and zoom 60 feet.
Xenia's still mixing the caramel.
Awesome.
She's like, they're still like mixing whatever candy. I call it caramel, but it's like candy. It's just so it doesn't fuck up.
There is no heat
Yeah.
under it.
But it's
That's
so
fine.
good as a little.
I mean, the radiant heat of the metal is enough to keep it liquid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know this from experience, actually, because I had to answer the door while mixing caramel.
Dude.
Yeah, so you guys head there easily enough. Within like a minute, the party's arrived, except for Ashta. Like 2 minutes later, Ashta walks in, looking, I assume, like in his normal set of armor.
Where do you have it?
Wait,
We
Devin
lost
can't
him.
hear us. Devin can't hear us.
Hello.
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 Devin.
Where is it?
Kairos eventually gets there, but takes his fucking.
Sorry, I missed the part of where.
That's right.
We all got
The
there.
party is collected. Ashta comes in last. I assume just in his armor.
Yeah.
Well, Kairos turned off his thing before he said where to meet, so it's just like, he'll probably find his way around.
Yeah, he gets there eventually, but yeah.
Yeah.
We were still going to assume that Ashta's last because he was outside the castle.
Fair enough.
So?
Rosalind fly to the location.
I mean, and Xenia too, because they were together. Xenia is still stirring a pot of caramel or candy, by the way.
Those candies.
So,
Eventually, Asta shows up.
Ashta,
Yeah.
where is it?
What are you talking about?
Oh, don't you dare.
Don't be an
He has,
asshole.
he has the clear like there's a second and he has a shitty grin on his face.
Come on, show us. We want to see.
Kairos gives Ashta a look of, yeah, work these people just a little bit before you reveal the dog.
Work the crowd. Fuck off.
Yeah,
cunt.
work the crowd a bit. I don't know. I must have dropped it on the way up.
Anyone have the pot?
Don't. That's
seem to-
mean.
What was
So-
the
Anyone
question?
have the pot?
Pod? Oh,
The pot? Oh, yeah, it's
Space.
on my hip.
Yep.
Esther, I'll pull it out.
Does someone want to go get the other dogs?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a quick second, and she'll jump in.
Hi, Aquarius. Bye, Aquarius.
Hi, can I take the dogs?
Gives you a look as she's like midway through eating like a piece of bread. Like, can I stop you?
I mean, I don't know. No, Ashta
They are,
has-
by the way. The dogs are licking your feet. By the way, they're all just happy to see you.
Hello!
See if yip, yip, yip.
Esther's gonna cast telepathic platform.
All right.
Goodness.
A platform of metal or just like appears beneath you, and like the dogs all kind of like hop onto it. They're playing with it. A couple of them like paw at it strangely as their like their toenails click against the floor.
Are the mom and dad on it?
The mom is. The dad is kind of just lazing on the side. Seems tired.
Cool. I'm just gonna. Is it alright if I take them up just for a quick second?
As long as you take the dad with you too, he gets lonely.
Yeah. Come on. I was talking to the dad, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I was like, "Can I take your fucking kids?" Like,
Oh,
My
yeah.
God.
Dad kind of like stands up and like saunters over towards you and just flops against the bottom of your feet as his pops just like swarm over him.
I know that face. That is the face of an exhausted parent. All right, I'll be back. Ashta got a wolf puppy, by the way. You up to the ceiling.
You're pretty sure you hear the sound of bread dropping out of her hand as you leave.
That's what I wanted.
So I just imagine there's like elevator music as she goes up.
It's like an awkward elevator scene waiting.
In a very odd sight, you see Esther just kind of just standing straight, rising head first out of the pot. Because I remind you, as like each piece of your body comes out of the pot, that piece gets larger. So head, shoulders, hips, knees, dog, 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 dog.
Can I just say, can Esther please rise out of the pot with her arms above her head and then slowly fall over and I am the god of the dogs? As they
Her hair-
unleash.
Her hair is just bright green right now.
Is that happiness? I don't know what green is for.
They can pick.
Anyways, the dogs are released.
Yep.
Ashta,
They're happy and they're just swarming everywhere.
Like an epic. Oh, true.
and Ashta looks to the dad and goes, "Can you let them know that there might be a new friend?"
Dad just kind of looks at you like, and you're just like, there's two barks. And then you get the impression of the puppies all going, friend, 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 friend.
And he opens up the chest piece.
You see a couple sniffing in the air and just happily like coming towards you.
And kind of just for a moment holds up to for the group to see.
Rosalind has
Oh my
both
God.
hands over her mouth, stifling a squeal.
Oh, it's adorable.
Esther is like close to tears. It's
You
so
see it just kinda, like-
small.
You see it suckling on the little stem that I forgot her name.
Rayla.
Thank you. Sorry, I was
Rayla?
gonna say fucking Syl.
Oh.
Yeah, just like second little stem and flower that Rayla has. The mum kind of like stands up and pads over towards you, Ashta. Nose like sniffing towards your hand.
He bends down and kind of holds him there.
She kind of sniffs it up and down, and sniffs Rayla and licks Rayla on the head, and she giggles. And then she kind of does the thing where she like tilts her nose into the dog. It just kind of cuddles against it.
Ashta. It's so tiny.
The dogs by now are like swarming like piranhas beneath your hand, like trying to.
And
It's a
he'll
very-
kind of like get down and like cross his legs and
Rosalind's
You are
gonna scoot over there too and just kneel on the ground and try to scoop some of the puppies away. Just come on.
Esther's just gonna lie down and be covered by dogs.
Yeah.
And as soon as you do, they all swarm towards you because you are warm.
That is my fate. I don't. Esther's just looking at the ceiling. She's like, "This is how I die. Can I go like this? This is so much more pleasant than death by an Azer."
Ashta very lightly and gently like kind of holds the dog out for Rosalind. The wolf rather.
I wasn't. I was just trying to help clear the pup.
You look like you're about to implode if you don't get to hold it.
It's so tiny. She'll try. She'll just very gently cup it, her hands around it.
He basically pours the dog into your hand.
I don't like that image. I don't like that.
It just kind of like rolls and like flops,
A small
relaxed.
half pup in like a tall glass, and he just sort of just pours it out bartender style.
It Flips
I
it over
think-
3 times.
It just flumps into Rosalind's hand. Just
Would you like your dog shaken or
Shaken,
stirred,
not
sir?
Dog in a martini glass. Don't shake or stir it.
please don't stir my dog or shake it. Just don't
There's
do
like
it.
a little bone in its mouth. It's martini. All
Rosalind's doing the thing where she's actually like taken her hands and pulled it very close to her just to keep it steady.
And it's so tiny. You can feel it moving just a little bit in your arms as it kind of just like tries to get its feet situated.
Esther's gonna shuffle up so she can sit and just kind of look.
But then the dogs follow you, and they kind of once you like sit up more cross-legged, they kind of just swarm into your lap of your dress.
Rosalind will lean
Oh, am
over
I
so
still
that-
wearing a dress?
I assume you're wearing a dress.
Oh, I thought I changed.
I mean, you can wreck on that if you want. I just dress.
Esther always wears pants, brother.
Oh my! Oh fuck! I'm gonna get Rosalind. Fuck me.
I was gonna say Esther wears pants.
The end needs some sleep.
Esther wore a dress once, I think.
Yeah, and it
Because
was a
Rosalind helped.
slight ordeal because Aquarius made it for her, and
Oh,
that's
that's
all.
right.
That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. So
Yes.
they swarm you, and it's just dog. There's so much dog.
Yep. Rosalind will lean over so that Esther can get better look and pet the wolf pup and
She's just gonna do, the little scritch on the top of the head.
Sandy's gonna try and find the nearest dog and smooch it on top of the head while still stirring the caramel, while still stirring the candies.
You probably go near Esther and just like let her be the thing that keeps the pot warm.
Just put the pot in Esther's head and leave it there.
It's like
Good.
on top of her hair, and Sandy's like stirring, just leans over and kisses the wolf pup on the snoot.
Yep. And near enough, you can find the mama dog too.
Esther
Give it a
accidentally
kiss.
looks up, sends the thing flying.
I imagine Zena's watching it.
And Ashta looks over to Dad Dog and just, so what does everyone think?
Another daughter is no worries.
It's a girl. And Ashta,
Oh, I was told he.
Mistaken.
Shrugs.
Ashta, have you given her a name?
Not yet.
Oh, you have to name her.
I know, just not yet.
What are we going to call her for now, then, in lieu of a name?
The wolf puppy. We don't have a lot of those around here.
Ashta, you get a kind of, or not Ashta, sorry, Rosalind, you get a ping from the dog who just goes, Mama is starting feeding.
it's one moment. Ashta, help me. She's trying to finagle the dog wolf pup.
He takes it.
Yep. And the mama like just lays down and makes like a gesture with her paw to bring the dog close. Or the pup
Yeah.
close.
Yep.
She like just nuzzles it towards, and some of the dogs try to take that one's place. She shoves them aside basically and just keeps a little barrier for that one.
Ashta like does a slight finger wag at some of the dogs that try to.
They're all distracted, but you see them calming down and having dinner basically.
A family meal.
And there's a very slight but very genuine smile on Ashta's face.
Ah, that's what we want to see.
You see the papa dog kind of stand up once more and tiredly, or doggedly, if you would,
Fuck off.
pat over to the mom and just lay down with his head on her back, and just you hear both of the parent dogs just kind of sigh.
Ashta's, thank you.
He just kind of grunts like, big and strong, soon.
Yeah, she'll be bigger than the rest of your kids.
That's good. She can respect us.
She can keep him in line.
On another note, I guess I should discuss the price I paid for her.
How much was she?
Well, it wasn't a gold amount, at least not yet.
Wait, what did you do?
So you remember who initially offered such an opportunity? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
It was my understanding that she was already quote unquote paid for it in getting to come along with us, explore
Yeah.
and adventure.
Yeah, he kind of pauses for a second, thinks on that for a second. You'd be right.
Just like, I just got played. We're gonna
Just a bit.
ignore that.
That being said, he pauses again. Anyways, I may have vaguely agreed to allow Simone to study under my example.
Do you mean under your example as in your archery skills, or is she about to become emotionally stunted?
He kind of tilts his head and goes, I can't judge for certain, but I think that's something that can't really be taught by other thing than the cruel hard reality of life. The
Oh,
archery.
you'd be surprised.
You hear Papa Dog just kind of be like,
What is he like, Conrad?
oh shit, did I cut out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Papa John was like,
He just kind of groans disappointedly.
Ash looks over and goes, what?
Life is good. Children are happy.
Yeah, Ashta. Life is good.
I imagine the Papa Dog's tail just kind of does a tap, tap, tap.
It's more of a thump, honestly. Just like a single, like, poignant thump.
Yeah. He has a point. Enjoy the small things, perhaps?
Regardless, you've taken her on as an apprentice.
He kind of like cringes at the word. He's like, it could be put like that.
Oh, it will be put like that. You've taken an apprentice.
He kind of he like rubs his temples and just
If it helps,
Again,
if it
I wouldn't-
helps at all, you've been teaching me sword and shield techniques. We've somewhat fallen out of the practice in recent days, given everything happening, but an apprentice is maybe a few more techniques and practices and so on, but you've already taken on some teaching roles.
it's a bit more than that though.
Did you say something, Kais?
You're not a bad sparring partner either, Ashta.
Yeah, I
I
can-
think a pretty good teacher.
I can spar and I can teach footwork and movements and sword swings, but
Then what's the issue?
the only real experience I have with a full, like, heavy air quotes, like with his fingers, apprenticeship setup is what I learned under my uncle.
And were
And-
there aspects of that that worked, that you think were good, and were there aspects that you did not think were so helpful?
It's not that, it's not just teaching technical things. It's not just doing basic lessons on one subject or another. It's the whole thing of being
A
the
role model?
profession of what I am. And yeah, sure, teaching the philosophy and thinking and things behind it. That's the part I'm...
You doubt yourself so much on. Don't you see that that's what's going to make you such a great teacher?
And he kind of like winces and just... I know the kind of person I was a while ago, and I'm not so far as to say I haven't changed since then, but at the same time, I feel like it's... I feel like I was just finally getting a handle on working on myself, let alone another person.
But being the
And that
teacher,
kind of
Well,
self-understanding,
Ashta,
reasonability, philosophy, morality, and he just kind of like starts like... like his face goes into his hands like...
Ashta.
"Ugh."
Ashta, you need to
Ashta.
calm down.
you learned a lot from your uncle. Is that fair to say?
And he kind of rubs his face like... He basically raised me, yeah.
Did he teach you? Was he the one to teach you your morals, your understanding of the world, what you believe,
He kind of like...
or did that come from you?
To start, yeah. I think.
But you also
But is
took the.
but is his philosophy of the world the same as yours? Is what I'm asking.
No, but it's
Or did you stamp out on your own and figure that out for yourself?
yes and no, and it's an offshoot. I don't. And he just head back onto the wall. It's like, this is my dilemma.
You are overthinking it.
Apparently, I didn't think about it enough to get myself out of this situation in the first place.
Ashta, it's not just you. Remember that. Orion had to teach you on his own. You have the rest of us around here to ask questions and for advice, for help and assistance.
You
You're
also
not
get a,
alone.
You also get a tap on the shoulder from Rayla. She kind of just leans against you, like, also, she's already an adult. She
That
knows
is
some
true.
things.
And to be fair, she had to be rather clever to trick you into becoming her teacher.
There's a slight twitch on his face. It's like, I feel like you're underselling something there. I don't know.
Listen, Ashta, if I can manage to teach a group of people how to wrestle, I'm sure you'll manage to do just fine yourself.
Wrestling's different. Very different.
Then what? Shooting a.
Think of it this way.
It's the same thing.
Think of it this way. Part of it, yes, is imparting
Different
skills and
subjects, same
knowledge, but
philosophies.
Yes.
given that she is an adult, that she can make decisions, she can look at a teacher and decide what she is going to integrate and what she would rather not, just be yourself. Teach by example.
Ah!
You okay?
There-
Maybe?
Did Xenia spill anything? I didn't.
No. Just
Not
maybe
yet.
not teach by certain examples.
Teach by the example you would like to be? Might be.
You'd be surprised how much of a positive influence being a teacher can be for yourself.
And
See what need leads.
And don't be too hung up on thinking that some example went poorly. Simone can think things through.
You at least need some magic
Everything
help.
is
I
a
can-
learning experience.
Exactly. A lot of us can help. I can help with the magic portion at least a little bit.
So can I.
It's more druidic magic. That's what I'm after.
Nature magic's a bit different there.
Yeah, learning it's a little different.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with being able to set something on fire.
Disregard that. I don't know what I was gonna say.
he blinks. It's like, you're right. The backbone of stability that you all give is instilled me with the utmost confidence.
Somehow I feel that was disingenuous.
That was an
It was.
insult. I'm not appreciative.
I think I deserve it. At that point.
Look, I'm not going to teach her to burn things down. I'm not going to teach her to flashbang herself out of social situations.
That's
Okay,
not a
well-
druid thing.
It's a good place to start.
That
he tilts his head and it's like, no, you're right, it's not.
Then I won't teacher it. Yeah.
guys in the background. That's a good place to start.
Bold
Don't
of you to
flashbang
assume.
yourself out of social situations, and don't commit arson. That's a
Bold
good
of you
start.
to assume she can't already do both of those things.
I feel
I
like
never
those are
said-
moral lessons.
I never said don't commit arson.
I
It's
feel like
not
those
arson
are
if
moral
you don't get
lessons.
caught.
Asher puts his hands up and goes,
That is a
Very
terrible
much
way to look
still
at that.
is.
was the sentence just uttered, I didn't say not to commit arson?
So
I
we
said-
aren't going to
I
commit
didn't.
arson.
I meant I didn't say to commit arson.
Please.
Besides, it's not technically arson if you don't get caught.
It
That's a
is. I
fucking
promise
Yes,
you
it
it
is.
is.
Because you're gonna get caught anyway.
It's not.
Asher looks at it and goes, yeah, and it's not starting a fight if Kais doesn't get caught either, but he does.
Well, that's because Caius can't run away fast enough, and that's not my problem.
I am certain he can beat you in a land race.
Oh, I'm positive he can. It's just that, see, arson can be started from a distance.
Oh dear.
You
Esther
see,
lights
I
her
have,
Where is
finger on fire.
Please.
Just
I have
for
good
show.
faith that
There it is.
Ashta will teach at least decently better than most teachers. You are not so sure of.
You're all
I
I
don't
heroes.
just
think-
have
You all hear a voice from God that says fucking focus.
Anyhow, Ashta, you'll be fine. If you feel in over your head, we are here. For whatever we
Alright.
can provide.
Alright, alright. Other thing I need to address. I need to stop in Fluss. But before that, I need a dream spell.
I am working on that. The dream spell, of course, would have to wait until tonight, so would that mean
Nuts, but-
Fluss tomorrow, the day after? How are
I
we
would think so.
scheduling all of this? Xenia
Do we travel
has-
during night sleep?
I believe we can.
If Xenia sleeps for 4 hours, then potentially we could just do that.
Yes. Xenia, would you like to stop in Lentiel at some point before or after Fluss?
Probably.
We'll make it quick. I'd almost like to drop in on the ruins of Peduncle just to witness this phenomenon that was described.
We might
Very
be going over them.
anxious.
Or at least see them on
Phoenix?
the horizon.
So yes, overnight to Fluss. Whatever business you have there, hopefully the dream spell. I am certain the dream spell will happen that night. After that, Lentiel, and we'll swing past Peduncle and then down to the desert, if that's all right with you, Esther.
Oh, I'm completely fine. I'm in no rush.
And for the sake of transparency, my business there is the half and half guy.
He's in Fluss.
Nah,
You found him then in Fluss?
yep. Well, no, it's. He told me he was in Fluss.
Okay.
I hope you will not object to us coming along with you on this business.
I
I
was
would
going to
prefer
say,
it.
Good.
there is no way in hell you are going alone.
But he kind of like holds out his hand, and a bit of that, just a little spark of the holy fire comes in his hands. Like, he has a bit of both, Fane and Nyx. I'm hoping to get rid of one of them.
I'm
Well then,
hoping you choose to get rid of the X.
He kind of like shoots a look. It's like, yes, I plan to get rid of the X.
You just said get rid of one of. It's very
He's-
vague.
he's
I don't know
trying to
sometimes.
be
Not really.
he's trying to be dramatic. We know this about him.
Understand.
There's a wince on his face, like he just got called out.
Oh,
Rosalind sees it and
good.
grins. That was an intentional jab in the side.
Anyways, if at the very least I can remove it, but at best I can convert it, like I did with my own.
Handle your business.
And
We'll be
if
there.
those dark thoughts are gone, he might be in a better headspace.
Let's hope so.
would he still be, suppose, more kind to Bo?
Sorry, say that again. You kind of cut out.
Do you think he would still? It would probably make rehabilitation a bit easier for him, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't call it rehabilitation. I'd call it making sure his psyche isn't ripping in two.
Yeah.
The simple fact is, I wouldn't want to give him the. I wouldn't want to take the choice away from him. I'd prefer if he wasn't an evil bastard, but I'm not going to take that freedom away from him. But the simple fact is that having both of those going at the same time is recipe for a broken person. So far, I'm the only option that can just fix one side of it. Sooner is better than later. But he still has that choice.
Understandable.
Well, that being all said and understood,
So where would you like me to go while you do whatever you're doing and then invite me somewhere?
I'm actually done with most of what I was working on, unless Xenia would like some more help.
Really, I was just going out on a limb, but the consistent mixing of caramel really put it out there.
I'm trying something new.
Would
Oh,
you-
is that what's on my head?
It's candy.
It
All
does
right.
smell very good.
I'm not going to complain.
I just need to keep it simmering for a little bit. I think it's good now. I can start pulling it.
Preferably not while still on my head.
Would you
It's
be
in a pot, Esther.
Would you be willing to help me with some more sword practice? It has been a while.
He'll nod. And he'll kind of look back and say, "Can we trust you two to keep care of the little big one?" He looks to the dad dog.
The dad dog is fast asleep, but you see a very happy-looking mama pup, just peacefully feeding the puppies.
He'll just kind of take that as a yes.
I'll take them back down into the pot, if you'd like. Just tell Aquarius what's going on.
And he kind of looks and just,
Give them a little bit of outside time.
yeah.
All
right.
Perhaps let them play in the garden. I'm pretty sure that everything in there is fine and safe for them. The firebirds can help keep an eye on them if they try to run too far.
Maybe the monarch would like to give a look at them as well.
Yes. I'm sure a telepathic dog is going to be of interest.
Oh, they haven't met, have they?
I don't think so. Actually, let's the both of us and Esther and the dogs as well go to the courtyard area. There's plenty of open space there for training. Let the pups run.
Hell, maybe we can get Simone's first lesson in if she's around.
Perhaps that as well.
Well then, off we go.
Xenia, do you need to come along for the sake of Esther's hair and the candy, or...
It's still loud. 1 second.
Okay. Basically, there's an open invitation if you want or need to come along.
Are we still going to be using my head as a camping stove? I don't object. I just like to be aware.
I think Xenia was desperate. Wolf pup and all.
I have no qualms. If you want, I can make it hotter.
Do you quarrel, sir?
I can make it hotter if you'd
I
like.
do.
I almost broke your chair.
Xenia
What?
can come, sure. They can start a campfire if you don't want them to use your hair.
Oh, I
Almost
don't
quit
mind.
chair.
Alright. So, we head out to the courtyard.
Right.
How much
And
time
you do,
is
and-
it before evening?
It's only like 2 in the afternoon.
Also, real quick, how long does Esther's platform last?
An
Please
hour.
hold. Yeah, an hour.
Okay, so then we could just kind of wagon over the pup still sleeping.
And it's easy enough to do. It's a pile of pups.
Any people hold reactors like a floating pile of puppies floats on by.
What a sight that would fucking be.
Be heaven.
Really
That
puts
is the
God in
rapture.
dog.
You put the God in
Dyslexia.
So, as you guys are out in the garden, or the courtyard, you can see that a number of crops are growing fruitfully around here.
That's a surprise.
Quite a few of the firebirds who previously laid down their life and shed their tear. The crops are beginning to grow more flourishingly as things are beginning to warm up. They're not quite there, but the early crops, you can see the stems growing. It seems they're adjusting a touch from their very temperate ocean climate of before. And there's a number of dwarves, a couple gnomes as well, out and about, just taking care of things, pruning. Some just lounging in the more flower-focused fields.
As they're going, Ash might just send a quick feint to birds, like, anyone seen Simone around here?
They request an image, and I'm assuming send it to them.
Mhm.
And one sends you of her basically doing laps around the castle with her dog. Or her wolf.
Ash asked the bird who sends the screenshot to be like, tell her to come to the courtyard. teacher's orders.
She, as a reminder, cannot feign, but they will do their best.
Oh, right. No, the birds can't talk. It's only the matron
Yeah.
lady.
But they fly over and are basically giving updates and kind of like those shitty reality shows where they take a picture like a half second later and just keep showing it to you of stopping her swatting the bird away, them stopping her again, her swatting the bird away, the bird grabbing the wolf and her by the arm and then teleporting them into the inside of the courtyard.
I
She just
enjoy
like
that.
stumbles around, like looks around, like goes to grab her bow and just
Ashta
what
waves.
just happened?
The birds do that.
Teleporting.
Cool. Okay. She like relaxes. You see the wolf kind of pad over to the other dogs and the wolf and just smell up and down. The dogs start like licking it up and down.
Getting a warm up in.
She just like stretches out. And just, he was looking for a walk and I needed a walk as well. Also, Skywatcher Mike.
Sorry.
Well, it's gonna be a warm up now. As he goes and pulls out a blade, training blade, but
She kind of smiles and like, all right.
not just you. He points up,
He
I have
points
to
at what?
share.
points to Rosalind.
Okay. She looks surprised. She was about to hang back, thinking, "Oh, okay." Apprentice.
So
time.
am I fighting her or you first?
Yes.
Oh, trust me, I wouldn't be much of a challenge.
And he kind of like hand away. He's like, she's learning as well, mainly basic stuff, but I still want to see how. I guess where you're at.
Well, guess it's time to find out. And she draws a very strange-looking blade from her belt. It's technically made of metal, but at first glance, it kind of looks like she stole the tusk of an elephant and sharpened it. It's this like silvery whitish color that you would probably recognize as mithril.
Oh, shit.
And not shaped like any traditional blade. It's kind of just curved, like the Orcish greatswords from Skyrim. And she just pulls it and like settles into two hands and just goes. I assume he shouldn't be joining us, and she like nudges the dog or the wolf.
This is just basic martial checkups, and also he like goes and finds another training blade over. Also, we're not drawing blood today, at least.
Are you sure I can heal you guys?
I can heal as well. We still don't need to.
Make me train with not my usual blade. She kind of just mutters under her breath and sheathes it again and takes it. So poorly balanced.
he grins like, good. It'll be a good lesson.
Yeah, and learning bad form. Just kind of grumbles and makes a gesture towards the wolf, and he goes over to the side and kind of begins to relax.
When we're done this, the talking dog's over there.
Big smiles, goes, "Good to know." And she just immediately just lunges towards you.
Alright.
And you can train for as long as you guys would like.
Okay.
How many hours so I can note them down?
Depends when you guys want to do the party.
Dinner time.
Okay, so you can 3 or 4 hours.
What is the... Is it just the times 2 for Rosalind, or...?
Yeah. Oh. Is
Yeah,
it?
times 2 for Rosalind, yeah.
Because we're in the courtyard, could Esther be meditating as well?
Could Esther,
Be meditating as
easily enough. You've noticed that there's always someone by the Firebirds. It's called for. And you always you notice that there tends to be someone by the Firebird at all time, the Monarch. Not necessarily meditating, but always kind of with her. She's understandably a very popular figure around here.
and
Early enough, Xenia finishes off with the candy and heads off.
Quick side question. If Ashta at any point, like, does some... just, like, dodging rather than sword, could he get some agility training in there during that?
A effectively when you use 4 hours. When you use
Yes.
your time to double someone else's, you are using your time.
Okay. Even with Simone there?
You're effectively training both of them, so yes.
Okay.
The monarch, it is.
I was just using Simone for like seeing what her skill level is right now.
Yeah, and she is relatively skilled in terms of the basics of combat.
Okay.
She is very naturally agile and comfortable with weapons, easily enough to see.
Very fundamental.
Not very fundamental. You can tell that up close and personal is not her favored way of fighting.
Okay.
Or at least she's very much used to having something else there. A lot of the times you see her make an attack and then not follow up, but step out of the way where you would normally expect a follow up. And you see, notice that and correct herself afterwards. It seems like she's like putting in spaces where the wolf should be attacking, but isn't. But in general, relatively skilled. Probably more so than Rosalind. She doesn't use a shield at all, though.
Alright. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, you guys can spend as much time as you'd like doing that. Esther, you gonna spend the whole time meditating? Oh, was it Esther who stepped away?
Yes.
Right back.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
no worries.
Yeah, she would spend time meditating.
I just out of curiosity, how many hours do you have done?
39.
And Caius, you can use your time as you wish.
Yeah.
And yep, sure thing.
He's,
Esther, go ahead.
just running the ropes, sort of thing, just sort of basic solo training for
Sure.
himself.
Whew, Ashta is on his game today with someone else to compete with. Yeah. Rosalind, you're doing your best to keep up, but every once in a while you'll notice they start a clash between the two of them, and you really don't have any good place to step in to fight either of them.
Yep.
During one of those, Asha just like stops without even looking, hand to the side, flick.
Oh my god.
And Rosalind, who had stood back watching this and let the shield drop, takes it straight on the middle of the nose.
Don't drop your shield. And then returns back to Simone.
Yep. As you do this, she kind of tries to take advantage of it, and she presses the advantage for a while, but you eventually come out on top again. It's clear she's more ruthless than she is practiced. But time continues. Things are set up in the background. And you are free to... well, who would like to basically call off the training?
Rosalind.
As you get the note from Xenia that everything is prepared.
Rosalind calls off first. She says, okay, alright, that's enough, I'm tired. I'm going to go and get cleaned up if you want to keep practicing for a few minutes more, just...
No, I think we have other business. And Ashta just points from Simone over to the pups.
She smiles and goes, awesome, and immediately just turns away, throws the training sword at your feet, and just goes to the dogs, and as soon as you see the pup dog wake up and look at her, it's just a and immediately her attention is gone from you guys.
Ashta will also, maybe real quick just, hit the shower or something. Put the armor
Easy
back
enough
on.
to do. Yeah, you guys have the bathhouse created already.
Oh, nice.
There are two sides to it at least, right? Because
Yeah,
Rosalind didn't
There's
clean
a number
it.
of smaller baths as well as one large public one.
Wait, if Esther takes a shower, does her hair stop?
I think we went through this when Nestor's hair gets wet.
No, she means the mood ring, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the dye washes out.
When you do sit into the bath, because there aren't really showers, it's just baths.
Oh, as they're going into this area, Rosalind will let Ashta know, by the way, you've got something just right here, and she touches the back of her own head. Just so you know. And then she goes and sucks into a side bath.
Ashta will jump in front of the doorway she's about to go, and it's like the faint image now.
It's just make sure that you wash back there, that's all. And she tries to squeeze around him.
You
brain
feel
image.
a slight sting on the back of your head as where you look up and a floating singular red hair floats around your head.
And there's a there's a slight like twitch under the eye. It's like, is it you or your patron I have to thank for this?
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. And she tries to duck one more time past him. Is this some kind of grapple check?
And yeah, go ahead and make an acrobatics check or some kind of
Nope.
dexterity check if you'd like.
Nope. No.
Rip.
Is this Ashta with like athletics then?
I'd say you're practiced in straight up jumping in the way of things,
You've probably
so you
got
can
a
use acrobatics or
DC.
athletics.
Oh,
An
It's-
8. There's no way.
Yeah. You just kind of like muscles in between you.
Well, alright, if you'd like this room so much. Then she whirls around and quick marches towards another small bathroom.
As she turns, there's a flick on the nose, and he goes into the one he's in front of.
Alright, she escapes. Good enough.
And you guys can all bathe and clean off as I assume Xenia and Caius set up the party decorations.
Yeah.
so does the mood ring thing stop?
So, are you going to the public baths or the more private one?
Private one.
So you head in there and begin to wash off. It's strange, it doesn't wash off when you put your hair under the water. But as you kind of soak for a little while, you see it actually come out of your skin. In a odd, iridescent, almost like oily film over the top of the water. And if you dip your head once more beneath, it all flares up into one flash, and then it's gone.
It's just kind of sad. She liked her hair. That would have been fun.
But it is back to usual. And you guys collect yourselves, dress up to your level of fanciness as you so desire.
After the bath, can she go talk to Rosalind for a second?
Sure, easily enough.
Hey, Rosalind.
Yes?
I know your patron meant it as a joke, but do you think he could do that thing to my hair again?
I'll broach the subject next time I speak with him. Hopefully tonight.
Please. I really liked it.
I'll let him know. I'm sure
Thank
he'll
you.
appreciate it.
From a room over, it's like, you're the only one!
Ah, I trust
It is
that
Stonewall, you couldn't hear that, I'm sorry.
I trust that you noticed the very nice splotch on the back of Ashta's head.
Ashta's head? Yeah.
I think that my patron attempted a sort of rose shape, but it's hard to tell the way the hair lied.
Oh. Well, especially with how thick his hair is.
It is rather.
Not going to happen. It was a nice attack.
Yes.
By gods, none of us could have ever gotten that close to pull that off.
Thorn is a wonderful little help.
Well, are you ready for the party then?
I think so.
Oh, I have a gift. At least I hope it's decent enough. It's one of those bows that we had.
Yes.
But we'll see. And with that, she'll just kind of turn away and walk off.
Rosalind's following along. They're going to the same place.
True.
Quick feign to Ashta. We're heading over here. Meet you there.
He's just like, the water is still red, what did he do?
Yeah,
At that point, she
ever
will-
see that video of like the person who keeps constantly shampooing their hair with some
Oh my god.
It's exactly like that, where just red dye keeps coming out.
God.
What have you done to him?
She's going to, at that point, feign to him the image that she kind of took earlier of the one small red splotch on the back of his head.
So it's just a fucking nightmare. No, I'm kidding. He considers using it to spell magic. Oh, wait, no. Does he? No, he. A banishment. He doesn't.
Just banish the back of his own head.
Oh my god, please
No,
don't.
he has. Sorry, he has lesser restoration. You know what? He'll try that.
It washes out with like
Okay.
it was way more dye than it had any reason to be.
Okay. Concentrated.
The last bit of his sick prank.
just as like Raz was walking, it's just like, thought I was freaking stabbed and didn't feel it. My God.
The Fane back goes, that's why I told you when I did. So yes,
So he
we
didn't-
go and finish setting up the party. Well, celebration.
And, first, Esther. What are your contributions to this party?
Oh, fuck. I wrote it down a while ago. Fuck. Shit.
In that case, Rosalind. What are your contributions?
Oh, she
Nothing.
wrote the card, just to have fancy handwriting on there. Everybody signed it and contributed to the message, though. She made the dream marble, with minor drawback, and with Xenia's help in particular, I think it's a joint present between them, the 12 bursting fairy firebolts. So we've got the rose marble she said she was going to do. We've got a red and green ribbon wrapped around a bundle of fairy firebolts. And she's got a card.
Alright. Esther, are yours ready?
Sky,
did I
check your
set-
message. Sky, I just sent it to you. I had
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was like, who the fuck? We said we'd put a table in the middle of the room, so she's got a random orb.
Okay.
She's gonna put that in the center of the table just to kind of make it look nice, I guess. I don't know. Esther's pulling weird shit out of her pockets, man.
As she is wont to do.
One of the flint steel longbows, she would have asked one of the dwarves to just carve his initials into the handle of it.
Yeah, easily enough done.
So it was either done with fire magic or just asking for help. She's got a few pieces of... So on a piece of string, she's gonna like thread the 4 pieces of and tie it around. It's kind of like a sort of charm.
Okay.
And that's it, honestly.
Alright. Kat is dipped. Xenia.
Okay, one sec. There's so much yelling. The Leafs are winning.
Oh wait, they're actually winning? Wow.
Yeah, they're in overtime. Never mind. Can you hear the background noise right
Yeah.
now?
A little bit. It's not that bad, though.
Okay, I'm gonna make this quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's not like I can stop 20 people. So Xenia made more bath bomb things. I think we have the write-up. We talked about that last week.
What now?
The bath bomb. I forget. Oh, it's the water and potassium.
Yep.
That's why I call them bath bombs.
Yes.
They're made specifically for bolts this time.
I don't like that.
Xenia
Maybe didn't
made
like that.
Xenia made dinner just like a nice natural dinner. It's not vegan, but it's organic.
I mean, not difficult.
We only
Ashta,
Xenia
Ashta,
killed
you've
the
only
chicken
ever eaten
yesterday.
organic. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he'd be like put off that people specify it.
It's organic. This is Ty losing my mind.
Fucking hurt my soul. Stop, please.
I almost said Ty almost made. Xenia made a black forest cake. So with more dark chocolate to make it less sweet. But it's still, I used the M word in my original message. I'm not going to use that word, but like a nice wet cake. Nice
Moist.
cake.
You say it like you didn't expect that.
Yeah.
It's a spongy cake.
You summoned
Xenia,
this.
yeah. Xenia used winter cherries to make like a sauce on like the inside, 'cause that's what black forest cake is, and then just wrote like a little "You do good" on top.
Oh. From the heart.
Bruh, you don't do shit.
And on the table are like 2 different little tiny plates of maple taffy cut into squares, and Xenia does have an extra bag to give to Ashta to keep on his Batman utility belt.
Yes.
Why the belt?
Just in case you want something sweet.
Never know. You might need an emergency piece of maple taffy.
I
Never
really
know.
want Ashta to have that. Does he
Emergency
have a
adhesive.
Batman?
Being chased by pixies, like
Throw it behind you.
step behind you and run.
Be a good royal distraction.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Oh dear
I
lord.
yeah,
Especially
that's
when
it.
it's like the size of her, you just hit her with it and she's on the ground chewing on it.
They have 1 hit point, so like you could just fucking kill a pixie with that.
you fucking yeet Rayla across the room attached to a piece of tab. It's like that fucking B movie scene with the tennis.
Oh god.
No.
I haven't thought about that in years, Sky.
Congrats.
I need to double check if I added anything else because I don't know. Because this isn't the original message. What did I do? Control V.
This guy's a chaotic mess, to be honest.
I mean, we know Sky is a chaotic mess.
I don't know what I did.
Why do I still have Bryce's hat? What the fuck?
That's not part of the session. I think that's it. If there's anything else, fuck it.
I think you're good. Other than like the basic decorations, I think you're good.
Yeah.
All right. And Kaius, do you have any contributions to Ash's birthday party?
He shows up.
He just sort of helps set up and helps cook. He knows that he's not the best at gift giving, so he's just going to stay out of that. The best gift I can give you is nothing, because anything else would probably
Offensive.
be absolutely terrible. Yeah.
It would probably get me my 7th concussion.
Yeah.
This week.
Exactly.
All right. So Ashta, you walk in and very clearly see all this. No one jumps out and yells surprise or anything.
I was gonna say, good, someone's gonna get shot otherwise.
No. They're more cognizant of that, but
Yeah.
We
You
don't
can
want to
see-
die.
We turn around very calmly, and Rosalind just says, "Surprise!"
With hands up and no weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hands, palms facing you, clearly displayed.
No
I
sudden,
am raising my hands now and yelling surprise.
no sudden movements.
We are about to wish you a happy birthday.
Come further into the room. Do not turn and run.
And please unload the crossbow.
No bolts allowed right now.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's set out there. Things are subdued, but the gifts are clearly there for you. The cake smells really good, honestly. And there's just a little bow with a little bow tied on it. And you can see your initials carved into it with very nice, almost scroll work. It's a little quiet room, been cleaned up, peaceful.
Could we have?
You can see
Sorry.
Lucy in the corner. Kind of comfy and lounging on the ground.
Happy birthday, boss. That fits.
We put the
He's-
card on the place setting for Ashta.
He like walks into the room, and he has his like. He kind of looks like he's gonna throw up for a second.
Before you say anything, before you talk
No.
to us about this, we'd already started, and just read the card.
Please just read it.
He's like clenching his jaw. Alright.
If you'd like to mention what's on the card.
He'll walk over and pick it up.
I sent the thing to you, Conrad, a while
Oh,
ago.
that's right. That was in the.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a
hold on.
screenshot. No, I think I sent it directly to you.
I believe you're correct.
There it is.
Oh, that's a lot of memes.
Yeah, I'll copy the link. And hey, I'm trying to
That isn't the
light stuff, and
fattest
he's the
mood.
only one I can send stuff to on that topic right now. So, I
Working
put
on
it in our Discord chat, but for the recording, do you want me to read it or should somebody else?
Go
Read
ahead.
it.
Okay. It says, Ashta, despite all your best efforts, we care for you deeply. You are an incredible person, and we are glad to know you. Take better care of yourself. We know this is likely not the day of your birth, but since we aren't sure of the actual date, we've set aside this day to celebrate you. Love, and then just a scroll of everybody's signatures at the bottom, including a very tiny Rayla.
Hold on, is there? Oh my god, there is. Comic Sans, fuck's sake.
Of course it is.
Rayla, it's gotta be Comic Sans.
He just kind of stands there for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute.
Are you say anything?
Can I insight check him? Is he upset? Is he...
Yeah, Xenia too at that.
Yeah, go for it.
I need to get in the habit of doing this more. 20.
17.
Roll.
Oh.
Dude, try not to cry.
Oh.
I'm just gonna, like,
Desperately.
feign-
Wait.
Just feigning to Rosalind, just like, oh no, is that bad?
Esther's gonna roll a mom check.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? Also, that's fair, actually.
Rosalind's going over.
What did I roll? I didn't see
28.
it.
28.
28.
Okay, the moment Esther sees that he's about to cry, she just walks up and just holds out her arms.
He's just kind of standing there. It's like,
Ashta?
you wanna know the reason I don't like it, usually?
Why? She
It's
still has
the-
her arms open.
Real quick, me as the player doesn't remember the exact name of the holiday. He's like, it's usually the day, or day right beside the Valentine's Day.
Is that why you don't like it?
And it was usually glossed over.
Oh, Ashta.
Terrible.
Well, as long as you're with us, it'll never get glossed over again. Now give me a hug.
We were actually very close then, ironically.
That's why I asked for not this month, but this works.
Ashta, if in the future, next year, you can pick a month and we'll celebrate you then.
It doesn't matter to us what day it is. It matters to us that there's at least one day that we can celebrate your existence.
Instead of a birthday, it can be an Ashta day.
Congratulations, you haven't died yet, Day.
That's a little morbid, but...
It's a little morbid, yeah.
Hey,
Happy Ashta day, Ashta.
happy Ashta Day.
As a quick aside, like, if there was a visual representation to it, there's currently, like, do you remember that, like, old drunk Ashta that were the icks before in his head?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, currently in the back of his mind, like, the normal version of him is beating it with a stick. It's like, no, you're full of shit, they actually mean this! They're not mistaken!
That's awesome. You see, like, once things begin to settle a little bit from the speech, you see Rayla kind of float up inside your armor and says, I have something to...
Real quick, let's just see. The slight well up in the eyes, but nothing fall.
Gets
He's
like
okay.
a nice little pat on the back from Xenia, just rub on the back. You're good. You're good here.
Esther's still standing there with her arms open.
Oh, for heaven's sake, and Rosalind's gonna just kind of shove into him from behind and push him towards Esther and just try to group hug it.
With that 28,
Yeah.
you get the motherliest fucking hug.
Everybody pile in here.
Yep. There's like a tinny screech from inside the armor from Rayla goes, oh, it's warm!
Rayla, you can fly.
It's toasty in here!
I'm in here, you fools!
Basically. But once the hug separates, Rayla kind of sits on the gorget of your armor and says, I have something for you too.
Of course you do. Go ahead.
She kind of just smiles and goes, don't worry, it's something big. And she reaches into your pocket and pulls out a little clover, actually. Just a 5-leaf clover. She flies up and puts it like in right above like your right eye in terms of where your hair is. She goes, because much as I hate to admit it, while I know for a fact that I'm your good luck charm, you're also kind of mine. And I figured you could do with some more luck, because you deserve to be happy.
Y'all, I'm actually in tears.
He's trying his best not to be just... Thank you.
She just like smacks you on the cheek like, good. Now make me say cheesy shit like that again, and I swear you'll never see me again. She flies back into your pocket.
That's Rayla.
That is Rayla.
He's like holding his face up so nothing's there, but there's an actual smile on his face, like, you fuckers. Okay.
Sit down, everything's getting cold.
Yes, I want cake.
Oh god, what is it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Xenia.
he looks down and looks at it and pauses for a second, looks at Rayla and just, she told you, didn't she?
Maybe.
We don't
But I
reveal
found
our
winter-
informants.
Found winter cherries from up north, though. Sell for a hefty penny in Lentia. I'll bet they're worth every piece I paid. Also, just Xenia will slide like the little pocket of maple taffy to Ashta.
Oh, come
Oh.
on. He just kind of like looks at it and looks over and again with the bare like with that bridge that has like cracks on every little piece of it. Water just barely contained. He's like, oh, come on. It's not fair.
I made it fresh. Come on.
Ashta, if you could cry, it's okay.
Oh, by the way, this is for you, and she's going to slide the dream marble over.
Stop. He picks it up.
You have 2 uses of dream per week. If you use both in the same day, it can exhaust you. However, that being said, tonight's dream spell to your, well, the half and half, is still going to be on me because I know I can reach him. I know him. However, if there's anybody else you'd like to contact who I may not have been able to reach, you now have the means to it.
Kind of like just holds it in his hand.
Now that's not entirely the only thing that I made you, because I did tell you I was going to, and that was your rose marble, technically.
But I thought you're doing it as a demo, and he just kind of like gives up.
Call it multi-purpose.
Alright.
And
What's the other thing?
We'll get there. Sit down, have something to eat. We're going to let you have and explore everything that we've pulled together and found, and
Seem like a goddamn family for once.
do you mind if I give my gift?
of course, Rosalind's just going to start pulling out plates and passing them around as you do.
And Esther will just kind of bring a bow. I thought you'd like one. They kind of fit your aesthetic. I got one at the dwarfs to carve in your initials. At least that way you know it's yours, especially considering that several of the same kind in a sense, but this one is yours. And, these crystals are mine. They're from my home, and I want you to have them as a reminder that it's family. Every arrow you send and every bolt you draw, it's for us. We're fighting.
Another heavy swallow, and just he's really feeling that knot in his throat, and just thank you.
You know, if you suppress your emotions like that, you're going to burst a blood.
As there's like a in his eye, and a little red spreads across.
No!
Ashta,
Oh,
it's
no.
it's okay. Cry. We're your family.
I'm sure Rosalind has a handkerchief on her if anybody does.
He just kind of like puts his head back. He's like, no, I've done enough of that.
Have you done
Never-
enough of it out of happiness? And she passes the
Everybody cries.
handkerchief over.
A lot of people cry out of sadness, but it's not often we get the opportunity to cry out of happiness. Might as well enjoy it while it lasts.
Also, somewhat morbid.
How so?
I don't know, something about enjoy it while it lasts, as if there's some... Oh,
It's hard to find
As if my
moments when
worst
you're that
fear
happy.
might happen. Yeah, I got that feeling.
This is not the time for that.
That's not what I meant.
We're a family, let's keep it that way.
Exactly.
Ashta,
Now
stop
let it-
tilting your head back.
Now let it out, you emotionally stunted man-child.
There's like a twitch on his face, and you see the tear like go down and then go back up at that.
Oh, you brat. Nestor's gonna pull him into another hug.
Keep it. Oh,
There you go.
there's no noise,
Yeah.
but he pulls away, and there's like a bit on it, a bit of a tear spot on Nestor's shoulder.
It steams.
Yeah.
Ever so slightly. It steams.
Now we're going to sit down and we're going to talk and reminisce about all the good times and the enjoyable parts.
And the good times yet to come.
Remember the time we trapped in the nightmare dimension?
Do you remember the time I
Can
died?
you...
Goodness.
Alright, I can see this is not going to plan.
he gives like an actual chuckle. It's like, and we saved each other.
Yeah.
And we for each other.
Stayed together.
Till the very end. Quite
That
literally.
sounds morbid.
How?
Till the very end.
Till the very end. We're united.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
And no.
Yeah.
In this case, even death can't keep us apart.
And yes,
Huh.
knowing you, all of you really, but you in particular, Ashta, I doubt that that would stop you from finding all of us wherever we ended up.
Are you kidding me? He'd get stuck in the plane, and then he'd kill some god and find his way back.
He'd find us and make one of us bring us back to life, which we would already be doing.
He says nothing to any of this and does not argue any of it.
Thought
Ashta
so.
would make finding a soul so much easier.
To be completely honest, Ashta, if you were in my position when I had gone, you probably would have fought that lady on the pirate ship and probably taken over said pirate ship in an attempt to get back to reality.
He'd be an actual pirate.
Ashta the astral pirate!
Fuck, that's gonna be a one-shot later. Anyways.
There's a grimace again.
Spin-off series.
Nope.
There's
The
a slight
next dream
face palm from
sequence.
Caius with like a smirk, like, oh my goodness.
The next dream sequence from Rose.
Ooh, baby.
You know, Rosalind's patron could probably affect something similar as call it a training exercise if they did the group thing.
Oh my fucking god. Hey, Conrad.
Just gonna
Here's
No,
bring
it's okay. I've already got plans. It's okay.
Hey, Conrad.
Our heart filled UD.
So, with that, you guys begin to dig in with your cake. And, if I recall correctly, it's a damn good cake.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Do you remember what the roll was?
No, I was not on roll.
Wasn't it like 28 or something?
I just
Yeah,
knew
it
it
was
was almost
high.
30. It like almost hit 30.
I
Yeah.
used guidance on it, so it was probably
27, 28 or something.
Like, Ashta, you've had, good pastries before. You've had good sauces, and pieces of cake always sometimes turn out better. Like, sometimes the icing doesn't turn out great. This is a fucking masterpiece.
This is
Like,
make
if
love.
Exactly, if the cherries were a touch fresher and maybe hadn't traveled as far, that's the only thing you could possibly even think to change about it. It's mouth-watering, and also gone in minutes.
As he's like chewing on like last bite, he's just like looking over at Xenia and it's like, you made this?
Yes, the person who was cooking a cabbage over a
Bitch,
campfire.
over a
like
campfire. I was about to
like a
say.
rotisserie chicken. Made that. And also made all the food you're eating.
He just kind of looks down and it's like, glad you figured that out. Holy shit.
Seniors come a long
Glad
way.
you enjoy it. Glad you enjoy it.
It is fantastic.
You've emotionally come a long way.
That is really true.
Yeah.
We all have.
We
Think
definitely have.
of where we all started. A year ago, how many of us could have imagined this?
He kind of like looks around and is like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure everyone hated me when we first met.
Hate
Good
is
Thought you were alright.
strong.
Hate is a very strong
No.
word. I just
But a very
like,
accurate word.
Okay,
Mm.
maybe
Inaccurate.
I hated you for a bit.
I never
A little
hated
bit.
you. I just thought perhaps you were a bit abrasive.
Not the
and a
biggest
bit racist.
Thought you were gonna kill me at one point.
I just thought you were a racist prick.
We're just letting it all out, aren't we?
I
But we
never-
still love him. Have more cake, Ashta.
However, you proved us all wrong. And now you're part of this family.
Oh, I'm sorry, am I not abrasive?
You are,
You are, but we accept it about you now.
but at least you're not a racist prick.
You're like
Oh my goodness.
you're like soap made of sandpaper. You hear from your pocket.
He like looks down and he's like, okay, first of all, and he like pulls Rayla out and like throws her at the cake.
Actually,
She lands in it happy.
soap with a little bit of grit is supposed to be very good for your skin, I believe.
Help
Okay.
clean the pores.
He
Sorry,
got,
I'll
like,
res-
scratched-
I'll-
Helpful.
I'll rescind that statement. You're like hugging a
No,
porcupine.
no, I think the
but from the
statement.
back.
I think the statement still stands.
Yeah,
It
he
seems
actually like
it
looks
would be
around like it's like,
unpleasant, but it's actually
I
quite good.
actually prefer myself.
Very, very helpful, very nice.
There you go.
Wait, what did he just say?
He prefers the soap that way. We learned something
Of course he
new.
does.
I mean, might I completely add? We live in the desert. There is
surprised.
no way you're going to have soap without grit. There's sand. There's
I thought-
sand fucking everywhere. It's
I
been
thought you were
2
just gonna say-
years.
Thought you were just gonna say there's no soap in the desert, and I was about to panic.
No. No, you don't understand. It's been 2 years, and I'm still finding sand everywhere.
I'm still finding soap everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean, I guess you don't have a lot of water there.
I'm
a
still
desert.
finding sand everywhere. There is still sand in my shoes. These aren't even from the desert.
Well, it would probably be from when we also fought.
There's a brief whisper in your
Fine.
ear of sand exists in other places.
Yeah.
We did fight in a place that didn't look like sand, but definitely was sand.
I'm trying to make a joke.
It was very funny. I was just letting you know.
Ash looks over. Ha, ha.
Huh?
See, a
See,
year ago,
he's
Ashta didn't
laughing.
understand humor. Now he at least gives a half-hearted.
Now he still doesn't.
But he at the very least understands the social cue and gives a half-hearted chuckle.
Now he's sarcastic and doesn't understand humor.
Yeah.
At least
Oh.
he tries.
Oh, the steps we've made.
Yeah.
Oh, how far we have come.
See,
Nice.
maybe
One
Confused.
long ass
effort.
year.
Ash just like grumbles into the piece of cake he puts into his mouth.
And then you continue to shovel it in because, god damn it, it's delicious.
Once we get more up north, I'll probably buy more cherries and make it fresher.
There's a hearty just yes from Rayla,
Yes.
who is currently face deep in cake.
Oh, speaking of cooking, huh.
Huh?
If my mother asks you if I've been cooking, say yes, please.
I mean, technically, you have been.
And
It's just not food.
You laughed at me cooking a cabbage like a rotisserie chicken.
Because you don't cook cabbage like that.
But I've
Yeah.
never seen you cook.
Yeah, and Ashta puts it up. It's like, to be fair, which one of the two here has made this cake?
Oh no, that is completely
fair.
fair. Xenia has come an incredibly long way.
I'm starting to question my questioning of the cabbage. Like like there's Fane, but then like you can like points to this, and he's like,
What if it was a stroke of genius before its
what is,
time?
what is the point
No,
A
I
to
had-
B of the 6 degrees of separation of getting cabbage on a rotisserie to cake?
No, I had someone in my past life who truly in their childhood walked up to their mother with water and rice, and it wasn't even boiled, and when I cooked it, that's probably where I started.
Are we just gonna skip over the fact that you started with a cabbage and ended with a cake?
Well, I wouldn't
Apparently.
say ended
See?
with a cake. I'm sure this is going to continue.
They both start with
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
C.
make more cake.
But how did you get from point A to B? Point A being cabbage, point B being cake.
We go
Xenia
from point
has
C
a-
to point C.
I have a guess. and that's that the cake is not point B. The cake is more point. What would you say? M?
17.
P?
I mean, you
Okay.
kind of implied that it was, but
This is the weirdest fucking conversation.
This is what conversations happen. This is what happens over a dinner table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can say that the conversation continues along this manner for the next little while.
Ashta has one of the maple things, and he's just like, man, I don't have any fillings, but if I did,
Yeah.
I wouldn't anymore.
I mean, you might have a cavity after this.
Is there
For the-
dentists?
I have this weird like headcanon that ASMR teeth are extra resilient or something.
Fair.
For that pearly white smile.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Got his almost smile.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Have you seen his genuine smile though? I love that man.
Yes, it's great. But Amila's had. Joy is spread. Ashta cries. It's lovely.
Huh.
Ashta, do you want the list of the presents that you were given?
I mean, it probably help.
I'll type the bursting fairy firebolt specs in the chat.
Yep. And
I don't have a write-up of any of my shit, but it blows up, man.
well, give him a list and I can give him details after session.
We know it blows up, Xenia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to mark it down on my utility belt for now.
Yeah. I need to check how many I made. Shit.
I believe it was 15.
Made
Ashta.
15?
Ashta. It's Batman theme song, but for Ashta.
Got it.
Ashta.
I think it was 15 too. Yeah, bath bombs.
15. And if not, we're just gonna call it 15.
Oh my god, wait.
How
In
many?
the back-
How many Fairfire?
I'm typing it right now.
Could
How
Ashta,
many? It was a dozen, right?
Yeah, it was a dozen.
Could
we
Ashta
go.
technically be Nightwing?
Elaborate.
He has wings. He is sneaky boy.
Is Nightwing the opposite of Lightwell?
Fuck.
I mean,
God damn it.
It's in the DC. If he can't be Batman, he can at least be Nightwing.
Alright,
rolling in his
so
grave,
real
he isn't
quick,
even dead yet.
the potassium explodey blindy bolts that Xenia gives
Bath
now,
bombs, yeah.
are those in addition to the 12 he got before, or do they work the same?
No, I gave him 5 before.
Yeah, the total should be 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, they are the same.
Okay.
One of them's just made specifically for bolts. One of them's just an attachment. It's the same fucking thing. And the blistering blood boil bolt things.
Those, how many of those?
That's just one coating because I only made 2 of those. Xenia has one. Ashta has the other.
Yeah, so it's a single dip, basically.
Yeah. I'm gonna make more, but I don't have the ability to make more. I didn't have the ability to make more. I rolled low.
And that just still has that one Arcanum Thorn.
Alright.
Which he might actually just as he's sorting through his stuff and kind of feeding things into Hawk, just pull it out and go, oh, by the way, this thing. Should I give you this to the Arcana people so you can figure out what it is?
Ooh. That looks fun.
If I remember correctly, you have one of these as well, Esther.
I do.
I do as well. This is fun.
Have you guys identified that yet?
I think we did.
I think right afterwards.
Do we know what it does?
I don't remember, no.
I don't think we identified it.
Yeah, I'm
Esther-
pretty sure you guys didn't. You
I
guys
still
identified
cast-
the bow.
What did we identify? Oh.
I still just cast Identify.
Yeah.
And you do, and so first of all, these are basically now uncharged magic items. You don't know how to recharge them. They don't come naturally recharging. But if you were able to recharge them,
Oh shit, we gotta find an adapter.
basically, you would be able to effectively, it's got a poison on it that is magically created. That
So the bolt or arrow, what have you, itself generates poison?
it creates like a magical coating on the end.
Okay.
And when it does so, it creates that Malarconum effect. If you could find a way to basically recharge this arrow, it could do the same thing without the necessity for the bow.
Okay.
Basically infuses each arrow that it fires that way.
So what you're telling me is dunk it in crystals.
Can Rosalind do some sort of
Slurry.
check to start theorizing this?
Go for it.
Arcana or enchanting or Arcana's
Um,
intelligence, but
Whatever you see fit.
my question here is mostly I've got expertise in enchanting, but her enchanting skill check right now is based in charisma. If I were to do the double proficiency, would the double proficiency count in this case, even if it was more an Arcana intelligence-based enchanting check? Or no?
Basically, depending on which one you do, you'll get different information.
All right.
So the checks will be whatever they are. The DCs are different between them, and you'll get different information for each one.
Okay. Do I keep charisma on enchanting, or should it be intelligence instead? In which case, it's -3.
No, it's still charisma.
Okay. 19. I rolled very low. That's a 3.
Okay.
No, that's a 6.
19, I rolled very low. Must be nice. So, you can theorize that... first of all, there must be a reason this bow does it this way. And leaves a lasting effect. So it's possible that the kind of arrow this is itself has something magical to it. That might have been before it got fired. So some combination of the bow's magic with the arrow's magic is what creates the active effect.
So it'd take a lot more study to get both ends of it going.
Yeah, so basically you wouldn't need the same magic as the bow to recharge it.
Mm-hmm.
You would need to figure out not quite the what's the blueprint of the arrow,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of the chemical formula of the magic,
Well,
Requires further study.
basically.
Yeah.
Time for alchemy.
Until then. Okay, I guess that's for later. Is there anything else I should prepare myself for?
another year of us all being friends and making sure that you know how important you are to us.
Oh gods, is this gonna happen next year too?
Well, it doesn't have to happen on exactly the same day if you'd prefer, but the short answer is yes.
Whose birthday's next?
Actually, whose birthday is next?
When's everyone's birthdays again?
I am towards the end of the 4th month. We're in the middle of the 2nd. I think
Mine is
yours was summer solstice, wasn't it?
yeah.
Mine was 7th month, 2nd day.
So
Caius?
Rosalind is next.
No, wait,
Perhaps.
Caius, when is yours?
12th month, 7th day.
Well, in that case it is.
Question: where do you all have that written down? Because I didn't remember any of those.
I've got mine written in my character sheet.
I know his
Same.
is just the day before.
I just
Yeah.
remembered mine.
Oh, they're
Same.
impressive.
Same.
So I like having memory. God. Anyways,
Uh,
I don't know, man. It comes in spurts.
Well,
Spirit wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
we have a
I win, you're dead.
we have a couple of months before then, anyway.
Mhm.
Maybe one.
And
of those zodiacs.
Ashta has this wild look in his eyes towards Rosalind.
oh, more planning.
What?
I'll be paid in kind.
I'm sorry.
So-
I'm very appreciative of this, and as such, I feel like it should be repaid.
Oh dear.
I'm honestly not
He says
sure
with a
why-
completely neutral face.
I'm honestly not sure what is happening. Are you threatening me with a birthday?
I think he
He
is.
was a good time.
He just does like
Fuck off.
he just does like the two fingers to his eyes and then Rosalind's eyes and then his.
Are you 13
What is-
insight? No. How easy is he to read right now?
Roll a performance check, Ashta.
He is vulnerable.
Performance.
Or intimidation, your choice.
Intimidation. They're the same, but he'll go with that.
Oh god.
Nothing changes, so you were equally as confused as before.
Alright. Are you trying to what are you trying to do? Okay, that's it.
Esther's just gonna flick him on the arm.
He just has this like twitch on his face and just like doesn't feel good, does it? He gets up and like starts cleaning up his plate.
Did it not?
Esther's gonna flick him on the side of the head. Stop scaring Rosalind.
I'm not scared, I'm just very confused.
Stop confusing Rosalind.
One moment he seems to be having a good time, and then the next he seems to be treating it like some terrible punishment.
So,
Well,
He'll just like as he's getting up sighing, just like look, before Xenia flash bombed and spilt the beans, I was partially considering the fact that there was either some coup or another impersonation going on.
I don't.
I didn't spill the beans, I spilled the potassium.
you're
Yes,
right.
He
Xenia,
has a
my
point.
eyes
They have a
remember.
point. My bad.
Is there a glass of water around?
No!
Oh god, no!
Stop it.
Probably.
Ashta puts on the sunglasses.
Just like further away from everyone though.
Just Caius covers his
Averts
eyes.
their own eyes, just like little bloop.
Alright. There is a flash of light. I'll say it's easy enough that you guys can pass it.
Alright.
But it's disorienting for a moment. Shall we say in the meantime that you guys had set the castle to travel to Fluss while this happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So. Oh. The map's
how-
interesting. Sorry.
How long does it take to get to Fluss?
Let's see.
We go about 90 miles an hour. So
Not long. I love this cacophony of arrows.
2 hours?
Yeah. If you guys are going full speed, yeah.
Honestly,
Oh my god, I
we
love
can
this
take,
fucking castle.
we can
Full
take a
speed ahead.
leisurely drift.
Tokyo Drift. Duh, duh, duh.
It's not
Yeah.
drift season.
Ashta is like, I mean, if I can get done what I can get done before the proper night tonight, we can just move back to Lentiel while we.
It might be a bit late. We'll overnight there either way, in all likelihood.
Well, if I can.
And
Wait.
would you rather do the dream spell first to send word?
That's what I intend, but if I do so and then he's willing to wake up afterwards, we could. He just shrugs. Maybe save it tomorrow.
Tomorrow in the morning, or perhaps Xenia can get us started as the rest of us sleep? In the meantime,
I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of background noise. What?
Yeah, there is.
Hey, Sky, we can hear you eating.
Oh, I'm not eating.
Well, you're
Whatever
doing
do, we can hear
something.
it.
Oh, sorry. I
Okay,
was
here's
Autumn.
looking through stuff.
here's a thought. Conrad, did Issa ask her boyfriend if he wants to join us? Is this a good idea?
Oh,
Does
that-
she think? If she hasn't yet, Rosalind would like to bring that up, and Issa's nocturnal anyway. If she wants to go down to Anther and talk this over with him and see if he wants to come with, or maybe come with later, then she'll have a chance to do that. And then while the rest of us sleep, like very early in the morning, Xenia can just start us going towards Fluss, and we can be there in the morning. Give Ashta time to dream communicate with the hybrid.
Yeah, sure enough. So you guys want to head there in the morning instead?
Does that sound good?
Well, during the morning in terms of like after 12, like midnight.
It could be 2 a.m. and we roll up there at 4.
You know, really give those newspaper people a heart attack.
Yeah.
Skirt,
basically.
skirt. We are here.
Wait, is Fluss the one with the Arakakra?
No.
Okay, good.
I think that was it. Not
No,
No, that was Isol.
Isol with the sinking land.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be a fucking ride?
yeah, I was gonna say, we'd all better be awake and no.
All right. So, if nothing else happening that evening, Asha will ask Rosalind for a dream spell.
And he will get the dream spell to the hybrid.
Alright. Doesn't doesn't take long to connect. Seems he was close to sleep anyways. When he appears, he's not actually facing you, oddly enough. His back is turned to you. He's kind of sitting on the ground, hunched over, just here. Just quietly. Paper, two, paper, two. Just quietly while he's sitting there.
What is he saying exactly?
He's singing happy birthday to himself.
Well, he just calls over.
Doesn't seem to respond much.
Side question. It's not technically Ashta's birthday.
Not the night before, but if it's past midnight, it is.
How close were? What?
They celebrated a day early.
But no, but I thought even the date they were planned was a ways before. How close are we to the Love Festival?
As of midnight, it is the day before.
Okay. Okay. Yep. He'll just try to walk over to him and pat him on the back. Hey, man.
You see him notice you, but he kind of just keeps singing and rocking slightly.
Happy birthday.
He nods.
I might have a gift for you.
What is it? Something nice?
Something to help you think clearer.
Sorry, say again?
Something to help you think clearer.
Oh, please. It's, very dissonant today.
Yeah. And, I'll see if I can't get something else for you too, because, kind of like pauses and things for a sec. Yeah, I'll see. Where can I find you? We can probably be heading. Are you still in Fluss?
Yeah, I am.
We're gonna be stopping by.
I'll make sure I wear my nice rags.
I guess there's another present for you.
What?
Clothes.
I mean, they can do. I do a lot of shape changing, so they need to be flexible.
Sure, we can figure something out.
With time. No rush. I'm doing odd jobs here and there, and saving up for things like that.
I'm getting rushed to get that fog out of your head at least.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Yep.
And if he can remember that, he'll just go. There was that. I don't even remember if that. You remember that one guy in Anther?
Yeah, I'm not gonna start walking there for a set of pants,
Yeah. Well, we can. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, if you'd like. I think tomorrow I agreed to help clean out the stables of something called the Silver Carriage Inn.
So we can find you there.
Unless I clean a lot faster than I think I will, yeah.
We'll maybe stay around the actual inn just in case.
I mean, I try to, keep out of the public area, but the horses are nice.
He nods. Once we if I can get that out of you.
There's a lot to get out. What do you mean?
The eggs, at least.
All right.
We can. It'd be a reassurance that you're a bit more stable, right?
Yeah, it'll help.
Then we can probably go to help you a bit more. You kind of feel like you need it. You're making an effort. You're choosing the good.
I mean, I'm trying. There's still lapses. It's helping trying to stay away from people. Animals are a lot more simple, forgiving for slip-ups.
You know, it's... Well, expect me at least tomorrow. Maybe someone else.
All right. Hey, just happy birthday to you, I think.
Yeah.
Feels weird to celebrate my birthday when I'm only like a couple weeks old.
I mean, I know it's the me talking, but if you want, you could change it to the day you showed up.
Probably,
Make it
but
more something for you.
probably, but it seems kind of stupid enough. It feels like I'm lying to myself if I do that.
I might end up changing mine, so who knows?
It'll be easier to differentiate then.
You're your own person. Remember that.
Yeah, just hard separating which thoughts are mine.
All of them are. It's just where they come from. And besides, like you said, you're just kind of newly. I don't think a, I don't think a young kid's got all his emotions figured out, does he?
No.
You got the experience of living from a single perspective, from me and from the other guy. But you're just learning and live in your perspective. Makes sense that you're struggling to start.
Yeah. I, yeah, just a lot to think about, a lot to sort out mentally, you know?
Ashta walks over and just kind of puts an arm side hug.
Feels weird to hug someone in a dream.
Yes, he is. Feels weird in real life too, man.
Alright, fair enough.
I'll leave you to your sleep at least.
Yeah. Oh, and, just... I think part of the reason that the city is so comfortable for me is people are all suspicious here, and all for good reason. There's a lot of unsavory types and bitter people. So just maybe be careful with the more naive of the crew.
Yeah, I had that in mind, but definitely keep it there. Thanks. But we're mainly coming here for you.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Happy birthday.
Just don't make me stand here and listen to you sing it. It's so awkward.
Look, dude, you know me.
Yeah, fair point.
Just,
The dream fades.
I'm kind of sad you didn't go happy birthday, you too.
I was thinking
You
about
too.
it. Fuck, wait.
Not entirely wrong.
Ah, damn it, it's wrong. Wait, no, it's right.
Hold on.
And assuming it was quick, Ash might come to. Maybe by someone. I hope.
Yeah,
I don't
about
know.
half an hour or so if Roslyn decided to stay up.
As she might have.
Yep.
Just
No,
wait
just
for her.
kind of blink to reality. And it's like, I talked to him.
And?
Yeah, Xenia's up too, actually.
Okay. And he just kind of, I should have
Rosalind's
thought.
got the book in her lap for pre-bed reading.
And he kind of like glances over and sees like a single word and like shakes his head and he's like, ugh. I guess I should have considered it, but well, because technically mine's tomorrow. Or today, I guess. It's after midnight. Feel my pain. His would be too. At least one of the ones he considers his. Hey, Zinnia,
Yes.
how would you be on making that cake again tomorrow? Maybe a smaller, like portable kind.
I think I have some spares left when I was trying out the inside and sort of making the top with the piping to make a cupcake. Some
I think
cupcakes.
that'd work.
All right.
Now I feel bad we don't have anything to give.
I'm giving him a. I guess I'm taking something away from him, but it's a gift nonetheless.
No
And,
offense, I don't want to give anything explosive.
And have we left yet?
No, we're waiting.
But
on
it's still
the-
really early, so.
Okay. Yep. And we're still currently in Anther.
Yes.
Above and there, but yeah.
He's like, actually, you know what? I'll and he like pulls out paper and you know, like he's right. He's like, I'm just gonna send in a request for the You remember that guy in Anther? The one that Zinnia got clothes off of that time ago.
Well, I think so, but jog my memory. Wasn't it a lady?
It was.
Was
Yeah, I think it was.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm mixing it up with the magic shop guy
Okay.
who gave us the boots.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Nah. He's like, right now that. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna put a request in so that can probably get something suiting to him. We're leaving, so we can't get it right away, but I can let him know it's on the way. Have them just leave a letter with some gold and have him deliver it to Fluss.
We can see if anything is pre-made, though I suppose it is a bit late right now. If we, if
It's
we,
just gonna leave a letter at the.
no, if we delay leaving in the morning for an hour or two, we'll still get there by noon. But we might be able to go and pick some things up that way.
If you guys would want to.
I'd be willing.
Feels kind of weird doing it for that, but here, let me just. And he kind of like just gives a quick feign recount of the conversation had. So that's where he's at.
I don't think clothes are too much to ask.
All right, and then we'll see then. And again, I'll beam the one mainly talking to him. I don't trust around you guys.
But we are not going to be far, just in case.
At least stay on the castle. And keep an eye out, because I mean, he could probably get here if he really wants to. Alright, and I guess we'll head for the bed. Head to bed for the night.
Mm.
Words in the mouth.
Yeah.
As you go to lay down, Ash, and you kind of get your pillow, lay down, and something weirdly hard beneath it.
He pauses for a second, goes, I swear to God. Slowly, with like, Essence is probably at like the bottom of the bed or something, but he's just kind of like hand ready to grab it. He slowly uncover. He'll put the sunglasses on too, just for in case. He'll uncover the thing.
Well, the sunglasses is kind of hard to see. Consider it's nighttime.
I was gonna say,
He has dark vision.
He doesn't have dark sunglasses vision. It's already dark in there.
Rosalind
Cast
has
a
a
light.
small candle.
Cast light, and you can see that it's the book.
fucking course it is.
Mm.
Rosalind looks down at her lap and goes, "Wait, what? Xenia, did you? Oh, it's over there. I'm sorry, actually, I took my eyes off it for one moment. Here, I was
Kind
just
of, like-
about done for the night anyway.
He kind of like holds it in his hand and just. So if I give it to you, you'll have it.
Not necessarily, but it's worth a try."
Book is fucked, man.
Slowly hand it, keeping an eye on it.
What if we train the book?
Can
It's possible. I just messaged Conrad asking if we could do it.
Ashta like rubs the British now. It's like, I'm working on a horse-based soul projection. You can do what you want to do.
Oh my god.
Here,
Fuck.
Maybe the book will listen to you more because
hand
You
it
can-
over here, and Rosalind's gonna reach out for the book and try to like stroke its spine or something as she takes it. See if the book is like more willing.
It kind of shimmies.
All right, there we go.
Ashta like lets it go and just like, it's like, I don't know what to make of that.
I don't think any of
I
us
don't-
do.
Adult life is already so fucking weird already. Why the hell not?
let's train a book.
Alright, I find rangers and wolf pups. You find books.
I think it found me.
And potassium.
Someone said potassium.
No.
He's still got the sunglasses on.
Of course he does.
No potassium. There's no water.
No water.
No water.
Stick it in your mouth.
Okay, is that in character?
No.
Oh.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Because he'd know that there would be some thought to his words.
No.
Just wondering if that would be an intelligence check or a wisdom check, just in case.
No, you have more. It would technically be an intelligence check.
It's a
I'm
Jesus
not gonna
Christ your
do
teeth
it.
check.
Ow. I think Xenia knows teeth are very precious.
Well,
But then if I explode
mean-
them, we could sell them.
Oh god.
No.
Rayla is not moonlighting as a tooth fairy, I swear to God.
No.
This is
Fuck
bad
off.
talking the entire time.
All right.
Sorry, the idea of Rayla being the most terrifying tooth fairy in the world is just great to me.
She's small enough to collect. Never mind.
I mean, she is, but she also would be. Can you imagine waking up and seeing Rayla taking your.
with a tiny hammer and chisel.
Ah, no.
So is it long rest time?
Thank you.
Yes, it's long
No,
rest
wait.
time.
Are you
Long
dreaming,
rest time.
Carson?
You have the marble. It's in your power now.
Is that a question he's asked?
Xenia
You know
doesn't.
what?
Does Xenia
Rosalind
know?
might. Rosalind might. Are you going to test run the marble tonight?
I mean, I just did the dream already. I don't need to talk to the hybrid anymore.
No, but there was one that I was never able to reach for you.
Right.
Part of the
But
reason
we-
why I made you that, so that you could contact those who I might not be able to.
But we know the hybrid's location. There's not much worry there. He would have told me if there was any contact there. At least I hope so. Kind of like was rolling the marble in his hand.
If you truly don't want to, or you're too afraid, then
I haven't talked to the guy in a long time.
let him
I
know
didn't-
that you're alive and well. Tell him that you know some people who would love to meet him.
I can't guarantee he wants anything to do with me.
Then at least you'll know. you'll always have us as well. But maybe you can have him too. He seemed like a good person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Okay. And he like, okay, I'll do it. And he kind of like puts the finger in between two, puts the marble between two fingers, and just kind of like stares into it. And he goes, "Okay, so how do I use this exactly?"
Think of the person you want to contact. You've used magic items before. It should be a similar feeling. Just reach out towards it. Let your mind drift a little bit. You felt it when I've cast Dream on you. Not quite like falling asleep, but close.
He kind of like
Should be
closes
easy.
his hand around it,
I'll be here when you come out of it.
nods. Thanks. Well, he closes his eyes. Thinks of thinks of his friend.
All right. If you'd like to describe him for us.
I don't know exactly what he'd be wearing at the current moment, but
His general look and demeanor, if you'd like.
probably just kind of like basic, I don't know, maybe like shirt and not a very similar like get up to like Asha when you first saw him, but like a kind of if he I assume if he I don't know, but I assume if he's still working, he might have some like leather armor on.
Potentially.
Um, uh, just basic like thin face human. Long dark hair tied back. Bit of a not a shitting grin, but he has that kind of like not rat look, but it's that kind of little
Weasel?
bit of the little bit of weasel to him. Just a little bit. A dash for flavor.
A dash of weasel.
Sounds like my nickname. He's cool. Anyways, so remind me, when was the last time you were made aware of him?
That would have been back when he came across Ashta in a not so great state. After Ashta kind of found him at a point in a coma after the events of the cave.
Oh, fuck.
But he assumed him dead when he pulled himself out, but Carson also got out and then found himself in medical care, and Ashta visited him, and took a while for him to kind of come to, and then when he did, Ashta was kind of on the worst point.
Yep.
Hasn't really talked to him since, and is very nervous.
So, as the dream kind of comes into being, it's almost like your nerves are starting to affect the environment around this dreamscape. It's odd being in total control this time, not just a handed control. Everything feels kind of prickly around the edges of the dream. All the landscape that is made feels distinctly spiked. And when you see Carson, he's not in a terrific state. He's not well dressed. He's not like ready for to party right now. He's not terribly either. He looks like he's gone to bed, maybe a bit messy, had a long day, and is just kind of looking around, not quite understanding. It doesn't seem he's able to see you yet until you choose to be seen.
Being like t-shirts and in boxers.
Kinda, yeah. And you can see his hair is very disheveled. There's these deep bags under his eyes.
Keep in mind that Ashta can make himself appear to be as he chooses as well. He has total
Astral.
control of the dreamscape.
Yeah, but he's not super thinking about that right now, so he's gonna look like how he looks like.
Sounds good.
He's... Hey, Joker.
He kind of locks eyes with you, and Your insight is high enough to see about 30 different emotions flash behind his eyes.
Oh, he knows. Dash knows that feeling.
Yep. Kind of just looks at you cautiously, like, is this some kind of magic bullshittery?
You're not. I'm not a figment of your imagination, no.
Well, then it must be magic for you to look that vaguely put together.
No, it's been a while. Kind of like clearly somewhat uncomfortable. It's like I've gotten better since then.
I mean, you couldn't have gotten worse.
Yeah. I was gonna check up on you before because I was worried that there's that someone was going after people in my past, but that's not a worry anymore. But I still had the option, and look, if you want me here at all, I can leave. It's
You called me here. I'm curious what you have to say.
I I wanted to see how you are and check in, make sure everything's good, and that you're still alive.
I'm still alive. I've been better. Before everything went down, I've been worse.
Were you with Uncle?
What have you been up to?
Sorry, did you not hear it, or did he fully dodge the question?
He's kind of dodging it.
All right. And Asher just kind of like nods with the, okay, got it. I was there too. That happened. Wasn't living there, but got up by the skin of my teeth myself.
And let me guess, you've blamed yourself ever since, had a bad bout of drinking, decided to write a biography, which really helped, and you're a bestseller now.
You kind of like, I wish it was that simple. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I don't know. No, I swear I'm not lying to you. I got sent a fairy by the Archdruid of Peduncle, and she taught me to deal with my alcoholism.
The newer one or the dead one?
The dead one.
Okay.
And I took a job on for a while ago and got set up with this group and saved a princess. And then I kind of was hired as the guard, and then I got into a war. And
Okay, Ashta, I mean this in total honesty.
Mhm.
Is the princess cute?
Oh my fucking god!
And recently we got into a fight over in the Plains of Wrath, if you heard about that thing going on. We, we're trying to go after the people who caused the incident in Peduncle.
Alright then. However, I noticed you didn't answer the question.
I noticed you didn't before either, so I figured we're even.
Well, if you repeat your question and I answer, will you answer mine?
No,
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
not even touching that with a 10-foot pole.
That ugly, yeah?
Missed you too, Carson.
I'm better of.
Alright, so you don't hate me?
There's a bit of resentment.
What have you been up to?
You notice him kind of like shift position. And he takes his right hand and grips his left wrist and lifts it, and trying to get my arm working again. Some kind of brain damage apparently, and doesn't move anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But I've been making do. I see you somehow come out looking unscathed, dashing like a hero like you always do. How the fuck do you do that? How do you make stubble look like a fashion statement?
You know about my mixed heritage.
Oh, is that what you call that? If it makes you feel any better, I'm mixed too. My mother was only kind of a whore.
Dude.
He smiles at you. It's like, come on, you still love shit like that.
Yeah. Just... Okay,
Her womb was as
Okay,
beautiful as a cocktail bar.
where are you right now, at least?
In bed? What about you?
What town, jackass?
No, it's Joker, not Jackass. You know this.
Hey, we used it interchangeably, and you know this.
Yeah, you make a fair point.
Also, our little birdie's telling me we got a peduncle on a flying goat.
Not commenting on that. Anyways, I'm in between towns right now. Crossing the, not quite the Hinterlands, but around that upper northwestern portion through the Green Sea over to Fluss.
To Fluss?
Yeah, I'm a trader now. Figured I'd spend enough time guarding caravans. I know what to look out for at least.
We're actually, we could give you a ride?
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I remember I mentioned that bit of resentment.
He kind of slowly nods.
Still trying to work that bit out.
Punch me in the face.
We're in a dream, is that the thing?
I mean, in real life, but I don't know.
No, I know that it wouldn't even mar your complexion. Get a bit of dirt on you and somehow it would look rugged and tough. Fucker.
Kind of like looks down. I went back there.
Yeah. I saw the flowers growing.
And, there's some more, shit down there. I cleared it out.
Glad to hear.
What's the resentment over exactly? I can guess, but...
If I could, I mean, I can give you a logical answer, but emotions don't work like that, you know.
Yeah, you've told me.
Just put it this way, man. You had a bit of a low point. Recovered from it. You found a crew, you went back, you got stronger, you quite literally killed the demons of your past. I have a bum arm. Trying to scrape by living as a trader in the middle of a war, crossing the territory between the rebellion and the Druidic government. Traveling towards a city known for its thievery. Sleeping in the back of a cart. And hoping that that single guard that I have isn't going to stab me in my sleep. It's a bit of jealousy. But at the same time, you know I'm not going to take your handouts.
He kind of nod. He kind of like nods, like, I get that.
But if there's a fairy you can send my way who's going to sing me sweet nothings to sleep, and then I come back from a week-long bender and I feel great, that would be fantastic. Just if your fairy has any connections.
You see, the worst part is she does, but I'm not dignifying that with any going further of this topic.
She's gonna kind of points at you and shakes its head like, all right. Note to self, invest in a fairy.
Okay, look. Hate me as much as you want for it, but I can't help.
Yeah, I know. That's, like I said, it's not logical. I think I just need to find my fairy, as it were. To get back on my own feet.
Smiling goes, and what if I'm that fairy?
You're a butt ugly one. At least you can at least wear a dress. Come on, put the effort in.
What happened to that talk of my dashing good looks?
Yeah, get me dashing away, maybe.
Fucking sake.
Come on, you got a pig princess to charm. Don't try to work it with me.
I'm at the point where I'm gonna find your ass and help your ass just to piss you off now.
Oh, how dare you. How absolutely awful, Ashta. How could you at all do that to me, ever? You want to spite me and somehow leave me 3,000 gold?
He stops her. He's like, give me 1 second. He can like kind of be aware of the outside of his dream, right?
But yeah, you're aware of your surroundings.
Is Zinnia still there?
Yeah.
Zinnia and Rosalind both.
Hey, Zinnia,
Yes.
could you fix brain damage for a bum arm?
Can Xenia fix brain damage for a bum arm?
Druid Xenia? Not sure. Roll a medicine
I have
check to see if Cleric Xenia could.
I have a thing that can regrow limbs, but okay.
You do. Well, it's specifically nerve damage, that's the thing.
11. Actually, fuck. Didn't do the advantage, whatever.
I haven't announced the result yet, so you can still do it.
Okay.
Yeah, once I announce what the end result is,
20.
is when you can
that's
back. 20.
20.
Okay. DC was 20, so you're good.
Okay.
It wouldn't be easy or simple by any means. There's a couple ways you can go about it. It just depends where in the brain the damage is. If it's in the spinal cord, there's potential. If it's in the shoulder, there's potential. If it's in the brain itself, you'd have to injure the brain there enough to regenerate it to be better.
Alright.
Question.
Severe cranial damage.
Yeah, you basically have to temporarily lobotomize him in the right area. Not full lobotomy, but in a very dangerous area that you know that the brain should not be fucked with.
Question.
But, yeah.
Where would Fane play into that?
Fanes are beings of thought. They're not... Oh, Devin, you're asking this question of a psych major. Thank you so much. I've been waiting for someone to ask me this. Okay, TLDR. You know the Fane have ways of increasing what you guys might know as neuroplasticity, but your characters wouldn't know this. Basically, neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to manipulate and change itself to be better and adapt. One of the ways that this happens is a word that I can't remember how to say properly, where, for example, if you lose the ability to function an arm, that part of the brain actually gets taken over by other similar parts of the body so that they are more sensitive.
That's like with, there are cases of people being born technically with only one of their eyes should be working, but both of their eyes is working, despite the fact that both eyes are wired to one part of the brain.
No, that's exactly it, and that's where having a dominant eye comes from. If you tend to rely on one eye as a child, the other eye's part of the brain will actually take over the other one. It's actually the same thing. So the Fane directly affect neuroplasticity. So theoretically, if you could get the arm the ability to do something, it's possible to get it functioning again. To what degree is up to how well it goes and how much he's willing to not use the other arm.
And other senses and stuff.
Specifically the other arm.
Okay.
And actually, technically also the sensitivity on his face, but that's not important right now.
Right.
It would basically be the equivalent of recovering to a very severe stroke.
Alright. But still...
In character, you know that it would take some therapy. Physical therapy.
But with some brain magic in there.
Yeah, it would be feign plus physical therapy. And you could do this by talking with Xenia for a few minutes, basically, and having that explained to you.
And he'll
By
turn
the way,
back.
I've been waiting for someone to ask me that for so fucking long. Thank you.
He turns back to the dream and goes, "Ever heard of neuroplasticity? No."
You take 10 to 10 psychic damage. No, continue.
He kind of looks and like, "So how pissed off would you be if I had the potential for you to have some therapy for your arm?"
He's gonna close his eyes and, like, count for a second. He goes, "You were making it so hard to resent you, and so easy at the same time right now.
How would you like to punch me with that arm?
I can still do it, I just have to swing my shoulders hard enough."
Okay, but what if there's some actual force behind it? Noodle arm.
Points to you, I take offense to that. Okay, and he, like, smacks the wrist and kind of dangles like a noodle.
Look, we have some. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going with this because you're either going to despise me so much when we meet that you're gonna beat me into the ground or something. I don't know, but I might be setting up a small town of some sort. Some sort of settlement or living village or
You're
something.
into fucking politics now, too?
I'm trying.
I mean, with that smile, I guess I get it. Fine. But, dude,
I try not to
leave
be.
something for the rest of us.
But the fact is that we need trade working on there.
Where's the town?
Where's the town? Where is it not?
Fuck.
He-
Well,
He's like breathes in.
You can make the dream.
He starts to narrow his eyes, and he goes, "I'm not gonna like what you're about to say, am I?"
I'm just gonna say I'm happy that I have control when this ends and not you, because you probably were gonna hang up on me.
I might hang you anyways, but continue.
Yeah. And yeah, he goes, "I have a handkerchief that stops it," and he snaps his fingers, and the place turns to the island. They're floating above it.
Yeah. And he
It's
kinda, like-
moving across the ground.
He kind of like Star Trek braces himself, and just like, "What the fuck?" He just gives you this like deadpan glare, like, "Dude, just what the fuck, dude?
brother,
Just
what
like-
the
like-
fuck?
Dude,
Would you believe me if I told you there was an actual kind of secret to it?
there fucking better be."
And he'll ask his Fane real quick. How far can you go?
As far as I need to, but it has to be to someone who also has Fane.
Then how did Orzer do that thing with?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant communicating.
Nope.
The beings of thought, as long as they know where they're going, they can go there.
And he'll consider for a second. Okay, we're gonna. This is my apology. And he'll send one Fane over.
Alright. Lower your maximum Fane by 1.
Yep. Although I think I should have had it up because he leveled up recently, so
Yeah, true.
I'm just leave it as it is.
As a reminder, anyone who's level 13, you can add Purify to your sheet of Fane things. Anyways. So, you send it over, and you can feel the kind of odd separation that causes in your mind, that slight lack of awareness that you had from before. Like, just a piece is gone.
He's about to say, "You're about to learn a lot more about me."
No, dear lord.
As a reminder, the Fane don't work that way unless given permission, but okay.
Yeah.
He seemed kind of like close his eyes for a second, like, "Oh, what the Okay, before do I agree to this? Because I feel like this happened to me once when I was on one of those benders. Is commingle one of those fancy diseases that they don't have a cure for yet?"
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
I mean, it wouldn't be your first.
Is Commingle an
They make,
SPD?
you make a fair point, and he kind of nods. And for a second, just like before, your visions switched from each other. and looking from his eyes, for a moment you can feel as he feels. The arm is not just numb, it is almost non-existent. The only reason you know it's there is the weight on the neck. You're also pretty sure he can't see out of his left eye. And that he can't feel most of his left leg. And the vision switches back. It kind of goes, oh fuck, that's weird. Wait, hold on. Do you have 3 nipples?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was.
Oh, that might be the fairy.
Ah, yeah, it makes sense. You have a fairy. Just, okay. This is strange.
All right, to the feint. Switch back.
And they return, and things reorient properly.
You're more jacked up than I thought.
Better than dead.
You're right. All right, so we're gonna use this to come find you.
So did you just give me a main line into my brain and call it a gift?
He kind of like slowly nods. Like it might also help you fix your nerve stuff. Also, you're gonna be learning things faster, and you can basically call on them for any sort of your memories.
Did you just stick an alien in my brain?
He tilts his head and it's like, I mean, technically they existed before us, but
Did you just stick a primordial alien in my brain?
I don't know. Do you want to go watch the creation of the universe multiple times?
Not in the slightest. What? Couldn't you explain this beforehand?
Do you hate me more or less now?
There's a lot to figure out right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, if you need trade, we'll talk. Maybe there's something we could do to try to catch up proper. In the meantime, I think I just got a lot better at arithmetic. And
Ash has this like grin on his face.
I need to go stab about 3 people who I just realized duped me out of some money. But that's not important.
Save it for later.
No promises.
When you see the giant shadow loom over you, let me know.
Well, if you guys ever need, let's call them, off-brand magic items,
Excuse
just
me.
let me know.
Oh my god.
I love him so much.
Like I said, off-brand magic items.
I've had Carson for a day and a half.
What's
if anything
the
happened to
off?
him,
Well, it's not your standard magic item. You want a bag of holding. Get something like that. Look at a bag of molding. Makes wonderful pottery.
I love him. I love him. Can we keep him?
Ash goes, I'll have your enchanters talk to my enchanters.
God, we're not adopting another person, are we?
Yes, we are.
I mean,
Damn it.
if your enchanters have a bunch of like run-off enchantment items, just send them my way.
We have this one book.
Oh no, no, no,
Fuck.
don't you dare!
Oh my
Rosalind is
fuck.
How are you on?
You hear the threatening sound of paper rustling in the distance now.
He goes, how are you on training off-brand magic items?
I mean, there was one time that like there was this. It was supposed to be a dog, but I think it was a doog because it was like way too long,
Oh my god, stop.
and
Please.
it was friendly. Then it started just like it went into the water once, and kind of just dissolved. It was very strange all around.
Oh my god, why?
Might have been one of those benders I was talking about. By the way, how moral are you still?
Is that an honest question?
And here I stand understanding, realizing that my want to keep you around has overshadowed my worry for your less legal tendencies.
Hey, technically none of it's illegal.
Because you don't get caught.
No. Because it hasn't been around long enough for them to make a law for it yet.
You have a sudden flashback about arson.
No, this is Carson, not arson.
Oh no.
Oh my
They are
god.
going to get along like an actual house on
I'm
fire.
leaving.
And
So, I might make magical drugs.
there it is.
I wanna. Can we
Um,
adopt the weed dealer?
They are not
We're
harmful. In fact, some of them are very
Dealer?
good about restoring, you know, hope to people, things like that. I try
Oh.
to be as good with it as I can.
Of the brain aliens be the chemical judge of that, but
I mean, no one's ever died from it.
Oh god.
Literally the arson conversation.
we can discuss things.
Look, I'd tell you to get off your high horse, but I'm pretty sure you would somehow still manage to be standing on some cliff with your hair
I
blowing in
want
the wind.
to see.
I
Oh, wait
have
until he meets the horse.
Ashta thinks to himself, I do have a horse and he is pretty high up there.
Jesus Christ.
Please pick him up on the horse! Please!
He goes, I'll keep that in mind.
Ashta is now archiving that for the perfect moment of when he meets Carson to ride in on the fucking winged horse.
I'm still offering you a chance here, so I hope you're willing to pull back on some stuff that could not work in the long run.
I mean, I have more legitimate businesses as well. Supplies. Also, we have connections. I can talk to people.
We have weird magical chemists on site already, I'm sure.
We do.
I want to adopt the weed dealer.
He kind of like slowly nods, like, and I'm sure they can tell us whether what you're peddling is safe or not.
Oh, I never said anything about safe. I said no one died.
Oh boy.
I love him.
That's what I'm concerned about.
There might be
Yeah, I
worse.
figured. Okay, so
He's-
when I have a decent supply on me right now, how soon would you be able to find me?
He thinks for a second, goes, he like thinks for a second, it's like, within the day.
Fucking magic bullshit. Alright.
Wait until he sees the magic bullshit.
Well, I'll be just crossing over from the Green Sea to the Evergreen Swamp, so just find me there.
Anywhere near, Aconitum?
Trying to keep out of there right now. I'm not particularly welcome there.
Why?
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna worry about it.
That's your business.
I imagine this is their catchphrase from back in the day.
Just a bit. But yeah, I'm a bit more north than that.
Alright. Near the border of the Icelows, maybe?
No, further south from that. I try to keep away from there. It's not good for the cart.
Gotcha.
It's not good
Well-
for the plants.
Well, we're probably going just around there anyways. Slight detour.
Well, shit. I'll make sure I have a white flag made of my underwear waiting for you.
I'll be the one on the Pegasus and the Dream Ends.
You hear the quietest.
You
"Fuck's
motherfucker!
sake."
Beep!
There's a moment of quiet. And through your phone you hear, you motherfucker.
Oh no, you gave him a direct line. You can text.
He has your number now.
He has your personal number, not just your work
Ash
address.
like blinks
Yeah.
awake and goes, so I may not have made the best decision I've ever made.
Why? What did you do?
What'd
I
you
gave
do?
Carson Fane.
Oh.
All right.
Was that we could
I-
fix his brain a little better.
That's why I partially, but I didn't want to lose him.
Ah.
He's
That's good.
There's talk of he has this mixed thankfulness and resentment towards me. It's bit more than his arm,
Hmm.
and it's been kind of rough for I'm sure introductions can be in order later. So I didn't mention the reason we're going to Fluss, and that's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Should we go?
He just like throw himself back on the bed he was sitting on, like, Christ, what am I doing?
Should we go to Fluss first and then to him?
He's probably on the way. He's just near the border of the Green Sea and the swamp.
I see.
A slight detour would probably pass over him, and I am very confident he'll see us.
All right, then directly to him first, and well, if he has his own business in the city, he can go and do that while we take care of our problem, and we can meet up in another location afterwards if he'd like to. Problem is
I'd ask him about-
solved.
I might even ask him about going with me to the hybrid.
In that case, that is
Thanks, Mom.
Maybe not.
in your discretion.
I don't know. This is messy and weird, and
A quick thought. You gave him one of your fane,
he nods.
part of the same cluster as the rest of us.
He nods.
Do you think the rest of us can contact him, or do we need to be in person?
Don't.
Oh god.
Do not. Wait till you meet him. I
Is
don't
he
need him
like-
getting any more ammunition before we get there to him.
I was just
Is he
going
like
to
you?
say hello, and that I was
We
looking
can do
forward
that
to
in
it.
person.
I was looking forward to it.
He like looks for Rosalind and is like, do not. Please.
She smiles. All right. I will
See.
wait. I can be
Ashta-
very patient.
Ashta would look a lot more threatening right now if he wasn't currently balancing the book on the top of his head.
Oh, that's
You have very good balance, I must say.
He swipes it off the top of his head.
very impressive
like-
posture.
He's like, my drug dealer friend's gonna talk some sense into you. And he like drops it for a second, realizing what he said.
That's actually that's worse than me saying I had a wife.
That is a very
Yeah, he-
strange...
He deals in chemicals now.
Hmm.
And
Ma-
knock off magic items.
We could help his business and give him actual magic items.
We may need to discuss some
You know what?
details before
Not
inviting
one
him
to
on
judge.
board, but until then, I had the thought
yeah.
I could try to contact my patron tonight and see if there's a potential for a group training session just for the fun of it.
I think I need something to clear my mind.
Release a little bit of stress. I'll bring it up when I go to sleep, if I can get a hold of him, and I hope I can.
That too.
I love it. Oh, speaking of which, is Issa down in Anther right now?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, sounds good.
Rose is basically taking the night shift of just like,
Oh no, she's gonna be so exhausted.
Oh, poor sweetheart.
Yeah.
Like, Rosalind could have gone and cast Fly on her. That's like 10 minutes. She could get down. She would have trouble getting back up.
that's the problem.
We could have waited till
Trying to
morning
jump.
and then picked her up. Anyhow.
So, guys, are able to basically get your night's rest. Might wake up a bit late just due to the fact of how late you guys were up. But you would arrive roughly over where Carson is,
Oh, we're skipping.
around
Okay.
4 a.m., 5 a.m. Just through.
Wait. We were gonna get the clothes for the hybrid.
Oh, yeah.
We were gonna
We can
shop.
assume that they were picked up easily enough.
Okay.
So it'd be closer to 10 or 11 in that case.
Yeah.
Alright. Should I mark anything off of cash?
Who's paying for it?
Probably Ashta.
Okay.
But if other people want to,
Chip in.
I mean, for just one simple
What's-
outfit, for a simple outfit that's like not perfect, just casual, gold and a half.
2 outfits.
Alright.
Give
yeah,
her a
then Ash
change.
will pay for that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
2 outfits so that he can wear one and wash the other.
Double the price, 3 gold. No worries.
Alright. Sounds good.
But as you prepare in the morning and get the castle going,
Get the castle going.
there's a quick knock on the door that you guys are all sleeping in, and Issa kind of pokes in. It's like, "Hey, Rosalind.
Yes?
So you said you wanted to meet him, right?"
I did. Am I to take it
no.
he's come on board?
He has, and we're going to leave the rest of them behind, and you're going to come with.
All right.
Ash is like leaning
Rosalind
over.
She looks at you, Ash, and she goes, "You said I have permission to give people permission to come on board. You cannot overrule me." And she heads out.
Yeah, he goes. like-
She's already gone.
yeah, he's just staring.
I greatly fear. Who
He
this
just calls
could
after
be.
Rosalind's like, Fane, if there's an issue.
The Fane will scream very loudly if there is.
Quick question.
Hmm?
How long has Issa and this guy been together?
Good question.
Ashta.
I'm sure
Um,
Rosalind asked. Wait a second, where was it?
I ask because I kind of worry about what Conrad might be planning here.
Yeah, yeah.
Ashta goes into his breastplate and looks to Raylan and goes, "Hey, want to eavesdrop on some juicy gossip?"
Oh God!
She looks at you and goes,
Turn.
Is that a
"Ashta,
rhetorical question?
Ashta, this is the best birthday gift you've ever given me. As long as what you're giving me is permission."
So long as you let me know afterwards.
All right. She just flies up, gives you a kiss on the cheek, and just zooms out.
Meanwhile, Rosalind's going along with Issa, thorn on her shoulder, and asking, "So how long have you known each other?"
Before that happens, real quick, just because I want to throw this in before I forget. Ashta,
I know who it is, and I fear.
10 minutes after you wake up, it's before Issa shows up. Just, there's a very sudden, very loud, "Have a motherfucker!" And then silence from Carson.
He like hits his head on something.
What'd he say?
Happy birthday, motherfucker, in a very
Oh.
quick manner.
Okay.
Caius looks over at Ashta. You alright, man?
Yeah, just regretting things.
Good morning. Who wants
What?
pancakes?
Did you
Yes,
do something
everyone, yes.
stupid?
Yes, Xenia offers pancakes to everyone. Rosalind is unfortunately gone already.
Ashta will give Caius an update on Carson.
Are the rest of us in the room to hear?
Maybe Esther, at least, because
That's
Xenia.
everyone in the room, so.
Yeah. Well, I know what Xenia's up to, but Xenia already knows.
Oh, Xenia brought
Making
pancakes.
pancakes, but
Okay.
yeah.
I know I'm not one to talk about bad ideas, but that was a bad idea.
Xenia, give me a cupcake check.
I don't think so.
Yay! I'm gonna use guidance.
I figured him. When you get Fane, it speaks for itself, and I
That's a
figured that'd
damn cupcake.
be the
29.
best way to make sure he was willing to hear me out more than he hated me.
It's so
Yeah.
you can keep in contact. I completely understand that.
There's
There are
better
plenty of
magical
rest-
options
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, but you were in a dream and panicking
Listen,
because you didn't want to lose him.
there are plenty of people. There are plenty of people back in Valorbound Wrestling that I'd love to keep in contact with. Fucking, I would rather die before I'd let them get in my head. Would you want to have your best friend in your head 24/7?
I don't
Hang
have a
on.
best friend.
Is Kai? Oh.
Okay.
Ashta chokes on
Yeah, we
his
don't have time to unpack all of it.
Oh. I was about to say, is Caius
Forget I said
insinuating
anything.
we are not
And
friends?
Caius
And
leaves.
then, whoo.
Xenia
Esther
looks
just-
down.
Kind of sits quietly.
What makes you say that, Esther?
I had friends, but I never had a best friend.
You don't have to have just one.
Lots of best friends exist.
Well-
You can have a lot of them.
Then I guess the only thing that I would have in comparison would be you. All of you.
Do you want me to be one of your best friends?
That's what I thought.
You're already in my head, so I can't really say.
I'll be one of your best friends. What do you want in your pancake?
Also, as of right now, I'd put you guys ahead of Carson.
Can I have fruit, please?
There's a lot of fruit, of course.
Chocolate chips, please.
Well,
Stay out of this.
chocolate's expensive.
Esther did not have a lot of friends.
We used up the last of the dark chocolate for the hybrid cupcake.
What's dark chocolate chips in a anyways?
You can add milk and sugar. I
Like,
assume we just have a bunch of dark chocolate and we flavor it.
Anyways.
The closest thing Esther would have had to a friend would have been her sister, and she would have let her in her head.
To be fair, you've been
And that's pretty close to Carson.
Yeah. Sorry, Conrad. What'd you say?
I said, do you have a number of sisters to choose from? To be fair.
Kryna.
All right, fair enough.
The closest friend Caius ever had beat him half to death with a chair. So,
And then
yeah,
Ashta
this
did that
I
too.
wouldn't really want.
We have issues.
Anyways, so Rosalind heading out with Issa. She kind of like whispers to you. It's like, okay, so like, just don't make a huge thing about it. We haven't discussed things totally yet.
Why would
But-
I make a...
Conrad, I know who this is.
But I do want your judgment on how he is, and I want you to tell me afterwards. So if it looks like I'm making a huge mistake, just tell me, okay?
Do we know his name?
Noted.
Okay. But
You don't know
he's
his name.
cute, and if he starts flirting with you, I may have to kill you or him. I haven't decided.
If he starts flirting with me, it's not my fault.
That's fair, but I'm a Rosalind.
Honestly,
I love you,
If
but I'm a
he's-
jealous bitch sometimes.
If he starts flirting with anybody while he is involved with you, you should probably...
We're not official or anything yet. He's just sweet.
Hmm.
All right, let's meet the dude. Come on.
She rounds the corner and heads outside. Walks about half a mile. She stops and goes, "Hold on." She focuses, and she whips right around Arela. Looking into thin air, she goes, "I can detect Faye, you bitch."
I'm sorry, what? Thorn is somebody or something there?
She's gonna lazy. Just Rayla.
Oh, Rayla, what are you doing?
Snoozing.
She said he was
Most
cute. I just wanted to see really bad.
She said that after we left the room.
Yeah, I know.
So, what
The
are
immediate
you
back down.
really doing?
She's like, yeah.
I
fuck.
want to
Spy.
taste this juicy gossip.
Hmm,
And I want to see if he's cute also.
hmm. Well, I'm afraid that is up to Issa. And if Issa says
There
that
is
it's just
fury
me,
in her eyes.
then you need to go.
Easy, sir. If I promise not to report it back to the others, is it okay?
Report it. Does Ashta know you're gone?
Probably.
If he knows you're gone, this is a golden opportunity. You could go put tiny braids in his hair without him noticing.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I'm gonna say
That's
shit.
really good.
Oh my god! That's a 12! I rolled a 3!
It's Rayla, hold on.
I was gonna say.
It's terrible.
She's very good.
I was gonna say how much.
It's at least a +1, I'm sorry.
Meets it,
nothing
beats it.
changes.
Nothing
tried.
changes, bro.
She just kind of goes, but I really want to see if he's cute. And also, I can braid his hair whenever he wants. He can't stop me.
But if he doesn't know about it,
Can I?
Yes, sleeps up time.
then he's not going to realize it's in there for a very long time, potentially. At least until somebody points it out.
He has to
Rayla,
sleep
I
alone.
understand what a diversion is. Don't worry. And Nisa kind of just sighs and goes, as long as she doesn't tell the others. And immediately, she disappears again and just Thorn loses her,
Satellite orbit.
basically.
Beep, beep, beep.
That's submarine.
Satellite
noise.
noises. Satellite noises.
Moving on.
Anyways, get to it.
Yep.
To it.
So she eventually heads to like a small dip in the natural landscape, where he's kind of just quietly making himself a breakfast, fully suited armor actually. It's not how cream, don't worry.
Okay.
It's not how cream.
But throw hands.
Remember, she's met how cream.
Yes.
I know, but I'm
He
like,
kno-
this is the exact fucking shit Conrad would pull.
No, that's too
No,
obvious.
it's not.
Is it?
I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's Roner.
I was
not
gonna
Ronier.
say,
Okay, that would be too weird. He's way over there.
is
Yes.
it somebody
Probably
we
just
know?
a new guy.
So,
Just introduce them.
no, it's a guy, not a sister.
Okay.
Um,
Crossing off everything.
Rosalind, roll me just intelligence for if you remember him or not.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
shit.
you've seen him a couple times, but not often.
Okay, so he's
That's
not like a
only an
prevalent
11.
person. Cool.
Okay.
I was so
Actually,
scared.
make that a history check. Go ahead and re-roll if you'd like.
I swear to God, if it's what I think it is.
17.
It isn't, but I swear to God.
What's the number?
17.
17. Alright, just 1 second. I want to get the name. Because I prepared a name in advance, because I'm not an idiot.
Good, it is a new dude. Okay, awesome.
I was wondering
I
if it was John's
so
old character.
scared.
No. But that'd be hilarious.
That'd be really fucking
Yeah.
funny. I'd
That's almost funnier, but I'm not going to do that.
Channeler? God. Played him in ages.
Where is his name?
I like how you prepared a name and then lost.
Can't
I have
find
also
it.
like-
so much notes. I have so many notes.
No. I love how
I get that.
the immediate response was like paranoia, because
Yeah.
nobody
Oh, no,
trusts.
that's absolutely fair. I have ruined you people.
Nobody trusts shit.
Yeah.
I fucking
We don't
thought you were
trust
gonna
anybody.
pull out Hal Kareem. I was
Oh,
like, fuck me.
It wasn't going to be Hal Kareem. There was no way. It can't be.
We'd
because
kill him on
No.
sight.
Or
told
fucking
Rosalind-
Ronier. No, because Ronier has a crush on somebody in the group. Remember that.
But Issa's not
He
in the
didn't
group. I don't think
meet
he's met
Issa.
Issa.
Then
That's the thing.
To
I
our
still want to
knowledge.
figure out who the fuck he likes.
Listen, Sherlock, just let it happen.
She's all of them.
So, first of all, it's an Eladrin.
Okay.
Seems to be in summer form.
It's
Well
his
armored.
brother.
Although you notice
He's
it's
70!
not quite heavy armor. It's actually a druidic chestplate with an insignia that you distinctly recognize.
Uh-oh.
It's an archdruid's
Uh-oh.
breastplate.
Well then,
Oh, man. Oh,
Fuck!
God.
And he kind of looks up, almost
I knew it was
sleepily.
something.
He has for an elf, a very relaxed face. No, it's not. Although I was thinking, I would consider that. It's not the successor.
Oh,
although I would
it's
consider-
not.
I was
I was
gonna
so
say, if
afraid.
it's the new fucking archdruid, I'll lose my
No,
goddamn
no,
mind.
it's not. It's I promise you, it's not something obvious. It's a completely separate character I wanted to introduce.
Okay.
Okay.
Jesus, guys.
We're paranoid!
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, God.
yeah, he's
I'm scared.
sleepy looking. Kind of looks like he's not totally focused on you, but he sees you and kind of stands up and goes like, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Lady Rosalind, yes?
Yes. I'd love to say Ace has told me quite a bit about you, but unfortunately we haven't had much time to converse.
That's understandable.
Your name?
No. Fuck. Hold on, I remember how to pronounce it. I wrote it down and didn't write down how to pronounce it. Fuck.
Just pronounce it anyway. You didn't have to tell us that. You could have just went.
Type it in the chat, we'll guess.
Fuck, oof, that, and my dad knows God.
There it is. That's how the first name is written.
Hyperion?
Hyperion.
Aaron.
And
And kind of just nods in the Hyperion. Archdruid of Dreams.
Hmm,
I've,
My son.
that's fucking ironic.
good.
I've noticed you're dabbling in my realm recently.
Didn't realize that you possessed it.
Oh, no, it's not, sorry. It's kind of like saying,
Yes!
welcome to my city type thing. Not my city, but the place I reside in.
Ah.
I'm, pleased to meet you. You're a notable influence in the Land of Dreams, as is your, well, one of your young friends.
I hadn't realized that we were so noticeable.
Not to most. but I spend most of my time half awake, kind of just waiting for the ripples. But I digress. Would you like breakfast? Most important meal of the day, I promise you.
Well, if it's not imposing.
Oh, not at all. I can fend for myself. He kind of settles down, and as he sits down, kind of like bump hips with Issa a couple times. She doesn't say much, but you see a small smile on her face. They both sit down around the campfire he has going. Just cooking on some kind of skillet. Seems to be of hardened wood, and you're not quite sure how it's not burning.
Druidic magic.
Presumably. Just cooking up a simple, basically, set of eggs. Looks like something to put onto a sandwich. And as you sit and eat, he kind of informs that he knows vaguely about you. He was close with the druid uncle, the old archer uncle,
Mhm.
and especially he's heard about Ashta in association with you guys.
Okay.
But
What exactly has he heard about Ashta?
about the help that he was being
Okay.
provided.
Okay.
He knows a lot of the people who the archer was protecting.
Okay.
Uh,
The whole time,
and-
insight checking everything. The whole guy.
yeah, go for it.
17. I'll take it.
Okay.
Oh,
Um,
actually, I'll use a feign point, because that's wisdom. I can get advantage on that, can't I?
Yep.
I'm going to use the feign point. I'm going to roll that again, just in case it's higher. Nope, 17 it is.
All right. He seems honestly incredibly open.
Mhm.
Almost like a very zen kind of guy, but you can feel power to him. Like your patron is looking through you right now, and you can sense his gaze. He's trying to get everything he can on this guy. You do notice though that at one point he puts out his hand though, and Rayla just kind of flutters into it and appears. He kind of smiles like, "Hello, little one. Been a long time now." She kind of smiles and giggles and, "Yeah, you're looking handsome." He kind of grins and says, "Why, thank you. You're looking quite dashing yourself." Lets her fly off once more with a small piece of fruit in her hand. Looks like some kind of pepper. No, hold on. Is it green pepper a fruit? Like bell peppers?
I think
Fruit
Fruits
good.
have seeds,
Yeah.
veggies do not.
I'm gonna say it's a fruit in that case. Piece of fruit, and she munches on it happily. And, you see a little smile at Issa, and she seems very pleased to have him around. They talk a little bit, but it's very polite, but fond.
there's a third wheel in the group, plus Aurelia.
Plus Aurelia. And yeah, you have a casual breakfast. He speaks a little bit about himself. He's let's see, where is he originally from? He's originally from Lucerne, actually. And yeah, he kind of learned druid magic from a very young age. Spent a lot of time in the Feywild. Eventually, once the collapse of the Arcanists came around, he was close with the Archer uncle, and he was offered a position due to his expertise. Since then, he presides over the realm of dreams, keeping out things such as meanlocks and other creatures of not necessarily the Shadowfell, but Shadow Touched, which is how he explains he was introduced to Issa and her son, Yenben. He's done a lot of help to help keep Yenben from being too affected in a maladaptive manner from his influence of the Shadowfell. And speaks fondly of taking care of him and kind of taking his time slowly. He's on the older side. About 350, 400 years old. Did a lot of exploring when he was younger and is looking for a more calm life now. As much as he can with the going-ons of today. But yeah, seems like a generally sweet dude.
Okay.
Hope you forgive me, I can't quite stay too long. unfortunately, issues are cropping up with those rebels, and they seem to be fond of using dream magic to disrupt our officers' ability to recover.
Hmm.
So I do quite a bit of warding, protecting, healing up there. I have to ask, Issa, stop me if I'm being impolite, but where do you guys stand on the issue, if you don't mind me asking? You're kind of a
Well,
free nation as far as we see it.
Well,
no comment.
how to phrase it? Let's see. Just going to say we we're not fond of the idea of people taking advantage of chaos to cause harm or, well, I suppose prey on others. At the moment, we are viewing something else as a greater threatened issue, so we haven't really turned our thought to the rebellion very much.
Good save.
Go ahead and roll me a standard charisma check of some kind, whether it's persuasion or whichever.
What you had?
Holy wow, I'm doing very poorly.
He kind of smiles at you and nods. At least an idea that I can comprehend comfortably. I see your father taught you well. Don't worry, I don't plan to make impolite of a guest myself. I was just wanted to make sure I was welcome around here.
As long as you treated Issa well, then...
Kidding me? If I didn't, she would throw me off this island.
I might just help.
I don't blame you. She's been good to me. I'll treat her well.
Well then,
Apologies
I'd
for
have to
the
say
rude talk.
I don't
yes,
have a
I
quarrel
think,
with you in that case.
and I hope it maintains that way. And he kind of stands up and dusts himself off. And you see Issa kind of get up too, and he wraps his arm around her waist. And I'll see you soon. Yeah. I gotta spend some time away. Hopefully I'll return back. But I think this is my stop. And he, you guys have gotten flying now. And he kind of just walks over at the edge, and he kind of turns back to face you, Rosalind, and goes, farewell. And he just hops off the edge.
Levitation or flight? She asks Issa.
She kind of like looks like a bit shocked, like,
Neither?
bird, I think.
Ah,
It's Adrian Welchie.
another
Magic
option.
carpet?
That's right. I did not consider the particular druid ability. It's been a while
It's convenient.
since Xenia has used it.
I promise you, there's nothing like being able to turn into a very large, very friendly cat to put Yen to sleep.
I'm sure Yenben very much appreciates it. Anyhow, you wanted my thoughts. He seems
Yes.
open, genuine, sweet in general. If he was hiding any true nature or anything of the sort, anything nefarious, I could not pick up on it from that interaction. On the upside, no flirting.
Yes, he behaved.
That's a
He's
good sign.
He's titled himself before as a free spirit, but I think he's a bit more loyal than he puts on.
Mm-hmm. Issa, have we talked to you about some of the things we've learned about the reason this war was started?
In broad strokes, yeah. Something about magic going awry.
Well, we're going to have to handle a number of zodiacs, but I'd like to think we can make allies of some of them. The trouble is, if we're going to, I don't know, reform things, change things, convince people not to rely so much on magic that it goes awry, then there might be archdruids who also disagree with us, or ordinary druids. I hope he's not going to be one of them.
I hope so as well.
I didn't get the feeling he would be, but
At the very least, I know he trends toward peace.
good. That's what we need right now.
I hope things go well, but you give good reason to be cautious. Don't worry, my first loyalty is always to you. And Yenben.
And Yenben.
Actually, you might be second.
Fair enough. Yenben relies on you far more.
He's so soft.
And small, and he's going to need your help and guidance.
I hope you'll be there to help him too.
And again, honestly, I hope that if all goes well, Hyperion will be there for him as well, and you. It's a nice thought, having somebody there.
There's a lot to think about. Yeah. And I think you have business to take care of, right?
We do.
Glad you like him at least. There's a quiet voice over her shoulder that goes, "He's dreamy."
Rayla, very funny.
He is. He's so warm.
I suppose.
He's Fae.
Ah, yes, there you are.
He's Summer Fae.
Just the thing for a little flower, isn't it?
Exactly. There is a very pointed finger from Isa at her, like, don't you even think about it.
I don't think you have to worry, Issa.
I don't know this woman's tricks.
Now,
She's some-
Rayla,
Ashta puts up with her. She must have some kind of weird magic.
Ashta is... He puts on a front sometimes.
Yeah, I wish he'd leave it behind him.
Deep down, he doesn't just put up with her. I think he cares for her very much.
Huh, she's a better trickster than I thought then.
It's not even really all that deep down. Just have to know
So
where
you
to
cl-
look.
I try not to look at him too closely. Glares. It's my job.
And yet somehow I get along with both of you.
Yes.
At
You and
least
your...
I think I do.
I believe you do. You and your diplomatic tendencies. We all know you have some kind of weird magic that was never in doubt. Come on, let's go back and...
Reunite.
Well, I'm going to bed.
Yes. You get some sleep. We're going to be on our way to our next stop, and I'll return this one. She kind of gestures towards about where Rayla is. To the occasional thundercloud himself.
Very well. I think it's where we'll end the session.
Okay.
Post-credit scene, they come back and Ash just like, he's a what?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll do that next time. Maybe.
He's a witch!
So which?
Burn
Burn him!
I don't
Ah,
think
yes,
it would work.
light him.
I love how suspicious you guys were of this guy immediately. I'm so proud.
You set it
No,
up
I
like
fucking... The moment you were like, it's the new guy, I'm like, it's fucking Hal Kareem. I
No.
bet you any money.
It
I know
wouldn't
the
have been
shit
Hal
he'll
Kareem.
pull.
It wouldn't have been.
Alkarin.
It couldn't have been. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.
I don't know, Hal Kareem got plastic surgery. I don't...
You're a wizard, Hyperion. I'm a what?
How Kareem got plastic surgery and became a level 20 druid?
That would have been... He's
That's a lot
like,
of plastic. No, it's bad for the environment.
It's a lot of true polymorph.
Oh, God.
To be fair, he became a guy who can turn into a bird and wears a breastplate. That's all
Yeah,
we've
me
seen
too,
thus far.
bitch.
Yeah.
That's our point.
Yeah, doesn't
Okay.
make you an
I
Ush
love
druid.
That was funny.
Okay.
So if you guys ever want to turn Xenia into an archdruid, here's the one you have to kill.
Oh, God.
Cool. Got it.
Only this one, really?
This is the
He's
archdruid of
the
dreams.
dreams one. It's the dreams one.
Okay.
It is.
I think
my
the
guy.
rest of the archdruids would be pretty pissed.
Is there an
Yeah,
archdruid?
that was never a doubt.
I'd like to cling on to
Yeah.
hope that this one's gonna be decent.
An
And on our
archdruid of
side.
also a cleric?
What?
Okay.
It's called enlightenment.
Ending until next time.
Goodbye.
Okay.
No.
Oh, the recording's not done.